week with a week of cools and clans. You was what a week of cools and clans. Oh my God. Got to get the incense and the Palo Santos for the condo to start it off. It was a lot of that, but
Jazz said we get right into it today.
okay, why not? Better to do it with my sisters. It's episode 23. I cannot believe it. We at the condo, and it is the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. It's your girl, Jazz.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan.
And it's your girl, Jan Sneed. Thank y'all for tapping in with us every single week.
Yes, we are back in the condo, kicking off our feet. I feel great, especially today, because I get to officially relax in the condo for real.
I get to relax. No, it's real bitches on this side. I don't know if it's doing over there, but
hey, pow, pow, pow. Just saying, but
we are starting it off spicy, but I like that.
We should. But who was the one who's Jordan Swoosh? It is episode 23.
Jordan Swoosh. Yes. Yeah. Episode 23 of the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. It's our Jordan podcast, y'all. First and foremost. That's an accomplishment for sure. I feel like I give us accomplishments, gold stars for everything. I just be so proud. Like, yes, hopefully we feel this way episode 100. Like, okay, girls, whatever. But it's our Jordan, our Jordan podcast episode. So it's feeling like big money, big king status. How we been?
Period.
How we feeling this week, y'all?
Whew. I'm going to be honest. This week for me was a reminder of how much health is wealth, if that makes sense. A lot of times we talk about, just different fitness and being able to take care of, pour into yourself. I'm really at that age and time and space where my supplements mean everything to me. Like, if I don't take a vitamin, I feel like I did not, fulfill my duties as an adult. So this week, for me, was really about kind of investing in my health for real. Like, okay, am I really, taking in the amount of iron I'm supposed to have? I was lacking on my biotin, and I'm a biotin girly. I love my hair, skin, and nails, long, strong, all of that. So
you sound like an
ad. So, it feels good to do that, especially now, with the getting adjusted to a new routine that I'm grateful by the grace of God that I'm able to curate myself. But, it still requires commuting, which I'm also falling in love with again, or I'm trying to fall in love with commuting again. So if y'all got any playlists out there for your girl that you want to suggest for me, send them through. I'm so open. But, I love those moments where you're on the train or whatever, and, you're listening to music or a song comes across that you're just like, oh, yeah, this is never leaving my playlist. So getting back into that routine, making sure I got my ginger shots loaded up, because as a self-proclaimed nurturer and someone that has recently surrendered to that, I have to be my best self for others. I genuinely care about the well-being of so many people, including you ladies here all the time. And, I fully accept that is a part of my journey in every step of the way. So I have to be, full. And if that means, making sure you're taking your doctor's appointments, or making sure, you have all your supplements, you doing your smoothies, your squats and all that, it's just let me be my best self, because in this season, God has me on a journey where I am going to have to, be a caring source of light for, the world, because we know what's going on out here.
Right.
But I cannot. Yeah, I can't let it deter, my love for people, because I genuinely do. So that was kind of my awakening, I guess you could say.
And I love that you mentioned that too, because it really brings more perspective into this TikTok, as the ladies will probably tell you. Everything that I've been speaking of has come from TikTok. So every time I reference something, it's because of that damn clock app. It's these damn phones. But somebody wrote on where they made a TikTok about how being considered is the highest form of love. So you just saying what you're saying about considering people for even taking care of yourself. It's not just a selfish thing, is you also being aware of how you operate outside of the world and how people also, experience you. I commend you on that because not a lot of people
Thank you.
think that way. And I'm one of those people that I think about what I say before I say it because it could have an effect. Even if I'm playing a song, it's like, oh shit, should I play this song? Because I don't know, people fucking, you know what I'm saying? Because this is, but the fact that you also do that is like so commendable. And I really love you because of that, because that's just like something that I feel like if the world would do a more better job of doing that, we wouldn't have as much fucking crazy shit that we got because people are just so like individualistic and just thinking about what affects them and have no idea about how impactful they can be to others, whether it's good or bad.
I love you, sis, and I appreciate you for recognizing that in me and reassuring that because they say consideration is like one of the highest forms of love, and I think at the core, that's really what I was speaking to is, just being considerate of how my words and how, like you said, how that may affect the energy in a room or,
Right.
someone else. So just trying to be mindful, but also on that aspect too, because I am a Capricorn, but I have a Gemini moon. So that Kendrick Lamar kicks in sometimes. There is also that reality of as well, just like Jazz, be in a space where you can speak up, but you also have to feel confident in doing that and being open to, the other side of how people feel when you speak up. And it is okay for you to speak up.
Yeah.
And that's my TED Talk.
I love that. I love that. What about you, Yawn? How you been, girl?
Ironically, consideration has actually been like a big theme of my life too. Because I'm recognizing the way that I'm not being considered by certain people around me. And ironically too, one of my this guy, so he's from Trenton. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with Anwar Carrots.
Yes.
He literally just posted today, lead with love and consideration, nothing else, be easy. And when I saw that, I'm just like, you know what? I just feel like this theme keeps popping up. And to your point, I think I'm trying to be more considerate of myself too. Like I feel like I tend to give so much grace to everybody and everything, and I don't consider the way that things are making me feel because I'm trying to give everyone else so much grace, and it's just like, girl, what about you though? And like, how does this stuff make you feel? And it makes you start reevaluating everything around you, and it's just like, you know what? If people can't consider me the way I consider them, then I don't need them around me. And in considering myself, I've been doing a lot of removing. And I'll just leave that there. But I will say, I think a lot of this is also being brought on by like everything just with my dad and like all the emotions that I'm still dealing with that. It's just like, I just feel like I need the people around me to really show up for real, or like, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the older I get, the more I realize, like, I don't want half-ass friendships. I don't want half-ass relationships. I don't want nothing that just doesn't feel fulfilling and considerate of me in my space anymore. I'm just over it.
No, and rightfully so, because I love that you even mentioned the consideration for yourself, because that is also something that people tend to not realize, that as much grace as you give to the world, you must give it to yourself. And sometimes you don't realize that your cup is not all the way empty, of course, but it's lacking a little bit. You're so used to overpouring into other people's cups, who literally is just drinking and not even trying to return, the favor. And it's not that you're looking for it, but like you said, it's just a thought. And to be considered, like we all been saying, is the highest form of love, because it goes beyond just self-serving yourself. You're also trying to serve others, which is love in itself. So
yeah. But I guess outside of that, though, like on a bright note, I think that I've really been just like trying to figure out what 2026 is going to look like for me. I went to I don't know if it was like the grand opening or like the winter season lighting festival, whatever the fuck it was. But there's this town in PA called Peddler's Village, where it's literally I went out there and they were so random. But I just love how like the most random thing could just spark shit for you. But I went to there was this one store there, and they had these like super organic handmade journals. And like even like the paper was handmade.
That's so cool.
It was, yeah, my sister, she said she would give me one for Christmas, but when I saw it, it just like made like something about it just made me want to write and find like some kind of way to, like express everything I'm feeling and maybe even turn it into something bigger than just something that I'm doing for myself. And in thinking about that, it's like, damn, well, what you doing for 2026? Like, what do you have planned? And then I realized like I never really write down my goals. I just kind of like go with the flow. And I'm realizing people who write things down, in my experience, they are a little further along in their journey as far as manifesting things because these things are written. So it's almost like a mantra. They're reading it, they're thinking it, they're feeling it, they're living it. So like I definitely want to, over the next month, really just figure out like what is 2026 gonna look like for me, because I don't want to just go into the year going with the flow. Granted, I did that this year and it's been an amazing year career wise, but I think about that sometimes, like if you put a little bit more intention into what your year looks like, how much further could you be?
Yeah, that's a true thing. They even have a book. I haven't got it, but I know a fellow follower, mutual follower that I have on the Clock app. She was talking about a 12-week year or something like that, where you cut down your year into 12 weeks. That way you get things done faster versus, I guess, the procrastination of a whole 12 months type of thing, whatever. It's supposed to be super effective, but I also do believe in going with the flow of things too, because you could plan as much as you want to plan, but if it's going to be God's plan, it's going to be God's plan at the same time.
That's true,
so we just have to be open to what the outcome is and don't have no real attachments to it except for enjoying the journey. But I would also say for you, like just from, a friend's perspective, first and foremost, I think, this entire year you've been killing it. Like your name has been, ringing bells as someone that people have to recognize within music and just the entire DSPs, look at me sounding smart, DSP. Yo, we elevating, y'all. But it's like you really are the HBIC up in this bitch, and it's crazy to see because your passion for music from when we was back in Audio Mac days and doing those showcases and putting shit like that together. It's like you've always had such a passion. Even the late night rise when we used to
I'm gonna put that on our set list today.
Yan used to dead ass have this fire idea for putting together basically whatever song she had, just getting a DJ to put it together. So she approached me about doing the mix and I was like, yeah, this is fucking fire. So the visuals, everything about it was just chef's kiss. It was a perfect musical segment for those. I even feel like if you was to even bring it back, you could literally have your YouTube channel and monetize the bitch out of it, because people like vibes like that just to play in the background. But even from then, you've always had a knack for creation and just elevation when it comes to music. So it's no surprise in seeing, how far you have come and exactly where you're going to go as well. So even for the year 2026, don't put so much pressure, as what I'm trying to say is don't feel like you have to put so much pressure on yourself to have to do and be these things, because you quite honestly are doing. And of course, if you have dreams and aspirations to do more, than by any means necessary, do so. But also don't be afraid to be in the moment of, yo, this is Yan 2025 and I'm still carrying this on into 2026, because you got a lot to be, grateful for. That's just what I want to say.
Yeah.
You, girl.
I also think too, the black pool of genius is very genius. No pun intended. That is also something I think you should be proud of and be excited to carry into 2026. And I'm excited to see it grow. And two, please correct me if I'm wrong while we in the condo, because I'm like, wow, we might have to get a plaque from this. We might have to call Audio Mac. I am just not realizing all of us were hometown heroes, curators.
Oh my God, yeah.
You was New York and you was Jersey.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yep. That's been that.
Shout out to Joe.
Shout out to Joe. I'm being in it. I'm talking in it. That's hard. Sorry.
Yo, that's fire.
Yes, humble beginnings. Yes, yes, yes. But I guess I could just go, of
Yeah,
course,
say about you, girl.
Yes, what's going on?
No, it's not about me. It's not about me.
Girl,
I'm sounding like Wale low key. We're gonna get into it later. That nigga needs help. He needs therapy, y'all. We're gonna get into it later. Yes. No, well, you guys know tour is officially over, live from the swamp. And not only is tour over, but the era of Alligator Bites Never Heal is over. My good sis is saying we're done with that era. It's been really good to us, it's been really fruitful to us. And I feel like, it's a bittersweet moment because that era also was the life-changing era for me where I got my first Grammy nom and also got to perform and won, with my sis Doechii, and the fact that, we've literally been traveling and seeing some like crazy things, like to perform at the motherfucking Louvre and then them hoes ran up in there and stole Mona Lisa right after. It's like we feel so aligned. It's so crazy, like it's God. So all of that, happening during this time, and the fact that the representation of that era was just vulnerability and just taking a chance on yourself and going against the grain of whatever negative things people have to say or the misunderstandings of people, and being okay with being misunderstood, and just doing what you felt from your heart really, really, really brought us to some great, great places in life. So to end this tour the way we did and just to have so many people come out, like I was first and foremost blown away because we went from, I don't want to say small rooms from the first tour, but when the first round of the album dropping and people catching on to it, the rooms were sold out, but they were a lot smaller. So to see damn near every almost like arena size, and I know if we were to book arenas at this point in time, we would have definitely did our thing because people came out and enjoyed. Shout out to Kyle Banks. He opened up every show and did his thing as well too. He's a super, super dope artist, DJ, and producer as well. So we did our freaking big one, y'all. And as Black women in this entertainment field, I feel like it was so touching seeing Salt and Pepper and DJ Spinderella receive their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame entry and star and all of those things, and knowing that DJ Spinderella is the very first woman DJ to receive that, and these two women who are so imprinted in hip hop, it reminded of me and Doechii being on that stage and upholding that. That's the reason why they're even in the Hall of Fame, and we're carrying on that torch. So everything to me was just so beautiful, and I'm just so excited for what is to come, because now I am like even way more motivated to like tap all the way into the creative side of Miss Milan and just jump into everything. And just like you said, Jan, you had the feeling of writing things down. As your friend, you best to write them down, girl, because if anyone who knows me outside of my sisters here, they know I write shit down. I've tweeted about shit, and sometimes it gets spooky, and you be like, whoa, I literally wrote this down and this shit is happening right now. So yes, please write down your dreams and your goals and just continue to be visual on them, because the fact that it pops into your mind means that it's yours, and it's mean that it's supposed to happen. It's not a coincidence. It's not like, oh, it's a random thing. Like, no, that is meant for you. You're just gonna stay the course to get to the goal. But yeah, I've just been, recovering too from the sick. I know last episode I was like bleh, 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 literally honking up the lung. But your girl is back because Osmosis Jones was doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? He got a fade. I made sure I gave him some vitamin C. So, he got a little fade from the barber in my body, and he just went to work. Because, when niggas get their hair done, that's when they do the best work. Okay. So he's been in there killing it, literally. So I'm feeling a lot better and I'm feeling really good. I'm here in LA, unfortunately, but fortunately, because we were
unfortunately.
as we were supposed to do Camp Flognog, but it had got rescheduled because of the storm that was supposed to come. So I ended up having to stay out here until the next rescheduled date that we're going to be allegedly supposed to be performing for. So we'll see if it still happen. I don't know. This is why I say I can never live in LA. I like y'all little West Coasters. My man is from the West Coast, but it's just one of these things where it's like I just could never live here. I'm sorry, y'all. It's going to be a bi-coastal baddie for me. Anyways, that's really what I've been up to. And yeah, once again, I'm always happy to be in a condo. I kick off my shoes. My bags is in my room. I still have yet to unpack. I'm a typical Black person. The bags may stay there for a month because I'm very lazy. I don't feel like doing it.
In the corner.
in the corner. You know what I'm saying? And when I need something, I'm gonna go in the bag and go get it. Wait, let me get this shirt. Let me get the sweater real quick. You know what I'm saying? So yes, but I'm happy to be in the condo with my sisters. All right.
Congratulations on wrapping up such a phenomenal touring era. I shout out you guys out too because I had the honor to speak at Five Towns College on a panel about music
Big
in front of a
piano
bunch
pussy.
Yo.
but that's fire.
Okay.
But no, shout out to the school for allowing us to not only speak but be able to be so hands on with so many students. I didn't know so many students and advisors and professors would be there, but there came a question about brand equity, right? And I think one of the moderators was asking from the perspective of kind of just like brands in general, because one of the panelists is well known for getting over $1 million in brand deals for her clients.
Oh,
and shout out to Nasha Clark.
Call me girl.
What was that? I'm sorry.
I said, call me girl.
No, for real. I'm gonna say your contact, but it's interesting because when they were talking about, they were discussing brands, right? I'm getting to the point. I mentioned you guys because I mentioned TDE and the tour and Doechii and Kyle Banks, because I feel like TDE is one of the best labels and brands at building like brand equity through their artists and really being able to, showcase their artists through, what each artist is doing. And I thought they did a great job with Doechii and Kyle Banks and being able to showcase him in a different light, because I didn't even know he was like a DJ and a producer, etc. But when they had the visuals and things and like,
and shout out to his DJ Joaquin, he was killing it too.
He was. But it's so beautiful to see, and I just think like they do a phenomenal job at just really, really artist development. Like,
I mean, and that's always been an obvious thing considering their track record, like we said, and this is no bias. Like, even if I had no affiliation, I would not sincerely and personally, like, I don't like stroking nobody's dick but my own. You understand? So for me personally, you just got to give credit where credit is due. Even for me, when it comes to Summer Walker and Love Renaissance, like, I love how they built her personal brand.
I mentioned them too.
You know what I'm saying? Their personal brand equity, and like, which I will consider, we consider TDE like a somewhat of a boutique label, considering they're on the smaller side compared to a Capitol, an Interscope. You know what I'm saying? So
they're like a junior, technically.
Yeah. So those type of labels have more, I would say, ability to give more to their artists versus somebody being just super huge and they are a super huge label and they have so many different artists. Like, I think the intentionality behind them of who they choose to be a part of their roster also gives you the reason why they spend so much time, because even their newest signee, Alima Day, her already have been signed for prior 2 years. You're starting to see more legs of her being spoken about and things of that nature. So they have a really good base of setting a foundation of artistry and having the core fans to also follow along the journey till you get to a level of a Kendrick. And then also it seems like they are very open to letting artists grow, because once Kendrick decided that he wanted to be done with what he, was obligated to do, he went on to branch off and do his own thing, and we see how successful he still is with that. So yeah, I would agree with you on that.
I would even go further to say I think that what they're kind of like masters of doing whatever the fuck they want. And I think there's a lot to be said about that. Like, even with this recent conversation around I think Punch did an interview where he talked about SZA doing a deluxe that basically was a double-sided album versus putting out an entire new album with all the stuff that was on the deluxe, because there was so many songs. And a lot of what he was saying to me, like, I really felt that, because he was like, well, if all of this music came from this era of her creation, why would we put out another album of the same shit? Like, rather than adding it to the project, because this is all from the same era. Yeah, maybe it was another 10 songs or whatever, rather than the 2 that the rest of the industry does. But like, why do we gotta do what the industry? Why do we have to do what the industry does? Like, we do what we want to do.
Right.
And I agree too. Like, why is there this rule that a deluxe only can have 3 songs? And even in that, it's like, when did when did that become the norm anyway? Because it's just like, in my opinion, what the fuck is the point of putting out a whole album and then releasing a deluxe 2 weeks later with 3 more songs? Like, you might as well just put that shit out as 3 new singles. Like, I don't.
No, seriously.
Which I thought art was supposed to be to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
whoever loved it.
Right. So,
and I think that.
No, so I just feel like a lot of what they do is creating blueprints. So, and that's not to say you can't question it as a critic. Like, there's nothing wrong with questioning that. But I do feel like there's something to be said about the way that they navigate the space, where it's like, this is what we want to do. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Who was interviewed with? That was Elsie's, right?
Yeah.
Got to OC.
I think that's also what made a lot of the great labels back in the day that people are trying to like replicate in terms of legacy so great, is that they were doing whatever the fuck they wanted. Like, when you think about all the iconic junior labels back in the day who were getting like their distribution deals with the majors or whatever, they all were different. No Limit did not look like Death Row. Like, everybody had a different distinctive look, sound, and I think we can slowly get back there, but it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time.
It's gonna take some time and intentionality too. I think it just takes intention. I think a lot of these people are not trying to be intentional about what they're doing, because it's a money grab for a lot of people.
Exactly. And I feel like right now we're in a shift of music where we are bringing back. That's why, once again, watch the party die. Okay. We're watching the party die. We're watching the fast microwave shit. And let's be real, there's always going to be a space for that. We're not going to act like among rap music and hip hop and music in general, there's always sections of some bullshit. We need it. It's balanced. You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, what's being pushed to the forefront is the intentional artists, the ones that's actually crafting, the music and the visuals to go with it. Like, they're not playing by society's rules, they're playing by their own rules, and those who fuck with them are gonna fuck with them. But a majority of people will fuck with them because everyone loves a rebel who does what the fuck they want to do, because everybody wants the inspiration to do what the fuck they want to do, but they can't because they be scared. So when you see somebody doing it, it's either two things: you admire that or you hate that. But regardless, you're gonna lean into that.
And to that point, I know we already spoke about it on a previous episode, but it's still kind of playing out with like Ruben Vincent, right? Like, he returned to the classic hip hop formula where there's a lot of R&B elements incorporated into the sound, and look how people are talking about that album still. And he's not mainstream, so it's like there is this, like, I don't know, people want that again. And I think those who are going to pour into the sound and really developing a sound that people want to hear, that also incorporates vulnerability and authenticity and just like quality music, I think that's what we're going to start seeing kind of get pushed to the forefront again. Because all this other like rinse and repeat shit is just like, it's not really doing shit for nobody no more. We
not listening on the iPod.
Yeah.
What's that good saying? It's here today
and it's going tomorrow.
Okay, no, but I agree. That's why I'm in the car. Okay, but yo, listen, we got some things that's happening in the news that I feel, because we are Black women, it's only right that we speak on Black issues, because what the fuck, who else gonna talk about it, right? So that being said, I personally just want to bring attention to the fact that I seen a video, once again, shout out to TikTok. I'm gonna need a check from y'all niggas at this point in time. I seen a video on TikTok of a Dallas, Texas hospital registered nurse who basically decided that her racism was just so high and mighty, she did not want to help. And when I say, I'm not exaggerating, I say she didn't want to help. Like, she literally told the lady that there's nothing she can do for her, which is absolutely insane, because so many OBGYNs, doctors, nurses, everybody and their mama done came out of the woodworks to say that that's absolutely not true, and how she handled it was very, very, very disgusting. So this mother was basically literally like, as soon as she got put into the labor and delivery room. 12 minutes later, she gave birth. So while she was sitting in the waiting room for 30 minutes, she finally got seen by this nurse. I have to find her name because, we are often accustomed to never putting people on blast. But you know what? You got to put motherfuckers like that on blast. I think her name started with an L. I'm going to find it though. But she basically decided that she didn't want to help the woman at all because obviously racist. And it also comes out that some other videos surface of her basically just like mistreating just people of color, specifically African American people. So this is something that a lot of people have been, and me personally have been hearing about the medical racism within just Black mother and womanhood and things of that nature. And although me personally I've never experienced it, it's something that is hurtful and is very distasteful because I'm not gonna lie, like it really made me emotional seeing that woman crying and literally screaming to the top of her lungs as she's giving birth. Like I've never given birth, I don't have any kids, but my period pains be wanting me to rip my motherfucking eyes out my head. So if they say that shit is 10 times worse or 100 times worse, my God, today. You know what I'm saying? And I just think the video was disgusting. I don't know if you ladies saw the video, but when I seen that, I just was like, oh, this is just yet another example, especially with this presidency that we have. I feel like, keyword, we got to put on our personal capes, our Django capes. That's what we putting on when it comes to white supremacy. It's like when the fuck is enough. And with this type of presidency that we have, I feel like it's just even more bolder and just blatant. And it's just disgusting to see shit like that. Just in my personal opinion, man.
Yeah, I caught wind of the video over the weekend, and I personally, especially with the climate, I mean, white supremacy always, makes my skin boil. But I also too have to sometimes manage what I intake because of I just feel like ever since this particular presidency, there's the rage baiting has like skyrocketed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's so many different verticals, especially with TikTok. Like TikTok is such a source of information now for us to see and be exposed to these things that we need to see. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to be aware of it. And I feel like Gen Z, Gen Alpha also needs to be aware of the societal factors that impacts us as Black people. And the medical field is one of them. Like, yes, they discriminate with us there too. And this is just another example of it. And it's fucked up, but I'm glad we got this platform to speak about it so we can keep this shit from happening in the future.
And her name is LaCrista Vaughn. That's the nurse's name who decided to not administrate any help. Apparently, from what I've seen, she was like allegedly fired from her job from that hospital. But
Good.
People are going as deep as contacting the board to get her license completely revoked, because if you did that to that one lady, there's no telling how many. I mean, I would never forget the story of it was literally a few months ago, close to a year ago, about the white nurse who was breaking Black babies' bones in the literally like newborn babies. So medical racism is very much so a thing where they are so willing to harm your children because of their hatred. So I'm glad something is being done on behalf of people actually standing. And I would commend her mom, because in the video, it was her mom that was recording it, and the restraint of a mother. Oh, I know how I feel when people, you know what I'm saying, want to pet my dog and I'm like, don't touch my baby. You know what I'm saying? So I can just imagine the restraint of a mother who had to see her child in distress, but she knew that if she was to act out, they so quick to call the cops. Oh, she's crazy. She's deranged. They could have, you even showing any emotions could have put the mother and the baby in more jeopardy, because you know how they love to like take away the Black mother's children right away. That's also something that happens a lot within the hospitals. And I'm sorry to not, it's not that I'm sorry. Like I said, I think we just have a responsibility of just always, touching light on some of these stories, that especially when they make the news like this. So I'm glad that this lady, that some justice. I don't want to give like bad, what's it called? Like Black fatigue, or, the whole, oh my gosh, like Black people are always going through something thing. Like, no, I want to share this story because there's an actual happy ending to it, where at least this lady is suffering consequences, because that's the reality. We don't always see consequences being dealt with when it comes to shit like this. So I'm glad that there's some form of consequences, but yeah.
Speaking of our Django change, I also hate when No, because I really do. I hate when my vision goes to that time and space and era with anything related to white supremacy and the 2025s and up. Because literally, as soon as you said, to take in black babies away, my brain instantly went to us as black people enslaved because we weren't slaves, we were enslaved. And when they would, put our babies up on the auction, that's literally what my brain went to when you said that, like, and literally taking them away. So again, I say all that to say, fuck white supremacy.
Right. For real. For real. But I don't know if you want to follow up with this Texas A&M police. I didn't see the full video on it, so I'm not too privy on it, but do you know anything about it, Jess?
Yeah, so there was a recent football game. There's this clip going around, it's super viral, at Texas A&M, where a trooper was removed from his assignment because as they're coming out of the tunnel, he basically like literally elbows them. Like, it's not even like it was by accident. It literally looks like, this is where I'm supposed to be. You niggers get out of here.
So it was black boys.
That's what it's given.
Guilty.
But these are also the same black boys that are putting their bodies on the line, their souls, heart, and faith to provide financial resources for the school. Because let's be honest, the sports departments and the school and athletic departments are what's funding your school.
Let's sip that tea. That tea.
So, but I will say, shout out to the players that, spoke up and, basically, ain't give no, ain't shudder to his ass. You know what I'm saying? They did not buckle or none of that shit. They basically look back like, watch where the fuck you going. So yeah, I know he was removed from the assignment just a game day, but I hope his ass is removed indefinitely. Is that how you say it? Because y'all know I can budget for words.
Me too. I can, but I think that's how you say it.
Y'all funny as hell.
No, because it be like, what be wrong with y'all? Y'all got everything y'all wanted. What's wrong with y'all?
And I've been thinking about this from like the aspect too of just sometimes if like, because I know I'm not a parent yet, but I really do look forward to being a parent one day. Like, imagine like you sending your kid off to school, whatever. They off in the real world and they gotta, endure this shit. Like, I couldn't imagine being a football mom watching this. They would have to get me off the field. Like,
and get me off of him.
Get me off of him. Like, seriously, like, you got me messed up. Like, I will be that sports mom. Like, don't play with mine.
like, it's just out of control. And it's out of control when you start pouring out your racism to the kids. Now, if you want to be racist to the adults. At least the adults could defend themselves. But when you start being racist to the kids, that's when I have a motherfucking problem, bitch.
It is definitely an epidemic because I definitely went through some shit with them campus police when I was in college. I felt like a lot of them, I don't know, it's just like this weird because they already got this power dynamic shit when they're actually cops for real. But then when they're like this B tier cop at a college campus, they just really have this issue with power. And I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Like, it'd be given like, I want to be top flight security in the world.
No, literally, like, bitch, you're a campus cop. Like, relax.
Literally, like, you give out parking tickets in the student center. Like, get out of here.
Right now, bitch.
And stand those guys, man. Like, you so right. Like, they always had the worst energy. And it was always the most annoying, like, antagonistic ass students that took up those jobs.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't wait to be a villain.
You can't wait because you was bullied all your life. Now look at you.
Oh, campus cop, bitch.
Like, that's crazy. Like, you literally go home from your campus and take off your badge. Like, you're not a real cop.
It's not even a real badge.
It's not even real. Look, it's plastic. No, but
literally, you got a student ID just like me.
Yeah,
we on the same level. What are you talking about? Anyways, y'all.
Well, speaking of the KKK members, on today's episode of Coons and Clans, I don't know if anybody saw this whole shit with Rory and Mal, but golly.
My God, today.
What a week it's been.
Wow.
I will say Cause as someone, y'all can see it in my bio, I have been on that platform since 2009. That was one of the funniest. Whoo,
No, that was one of the funniest.
That
whoo.
shit was definitely giving Clubhouse, okay?
That oh my
It gave
god.
something. I don't know what era. Whoo.
Okay,
Where to
so
start?
for those of you who probably haven't already heard, this week, an episode of Coons and Clans, Rory and Mal, their podcast has been under fire for Rory, the ginger one, for his racist tweets. Allegedly, because you never know how these niggas roll. His alleged racist tweets that have been basically unearthed. People went digging as they do with a lot of, quote unquote celebrities and public figures of, the space. But because they have a popularity in the podcast space, I don't know what happened. I believe somebody
Okay, so I
said
think they were
this.
talking about the Kendrick thing.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Yes, it stirred up from, and let me just say, you motherfuckers, both sides, y'all are nuts. Okay, both of y'all on both sides of the fan bases. Everybody is sick because this should not have been the reason why. If he was on the attack of a black woman, like, I could understand, but really bringing up his tweets because he had opposing opinions about Kendrick.
Yo,
On the Jumbo Summer Jam screen. Oh my God. But yes, that's apparently what was going on. That's how apparently it started. And then it just escalated even further. They pulled up tweets about him. He decided to go on Rocky Thunder, who is another public figure in the, I guess, messy media space. They decided to go on her her spaces on Twitter. She basically said verbatim that she never asked him to do it. Rory actually volunteered to go on the spaces to further explain the
wow.
Unfortunately, there was no explanation except sarcasm and just real arrogant and not the motherfucking stylist. It was just a lot of arrogance coming from him. And I'm gonna be real, as somebody who was really in that chat, I caught like at least the 45-minute wind of it. I was appalled and I was really disgusted because it's one thing for you to make those tweets as a black woman. Let's be completely honest here. As a black woman, okay. I'm not saying that it's okay. What I'm saying okay to is I expect you motherfuckers to joke on black women. Why? Because you niggas are not that intelligent. That's the lowest hanging fruit that you all can obviously afford to do, which is attack black women, because you guys always feel like that's, the easiest target. And for you to be, number one, a part of our culture in the sense of you being a visitor here, let's be real, and having those nasty thought processes about black women. I mean, there was tweets about him retweeting things about a black tar baby and Beyonce's name being ghetto and Blue Ivy's hair being, things of this nature, and just other things that surfaced that I'm not going to necessarily repeat. But if you've seen it, you've seen it. And at this point in time, it's kind of like, damn, I thought, for me personally, at least the nigga was somewhat of a cool person, considering, like, he's in the music R&B space, he's doing his thing in that. But it's like, to see yet somebody feel this way about black women once again is like, really, nigga? Really? And I don't mean to call him nigga, but just in the general sense of just men in general, like, damn, you just another motherfucker. And you a Kappa, which makes it worse. So you shimmying with these thoughts. You shimmying and you shaking. You got your tongue out. You hitting the floor with your candy cane. And you have these thoughts. I don't approve and I don't appreciate that shit. And I don't think that is just like something that I personally, I mean, we're not friends like that, to say the least, like mutually, whatever. But we're not friends that I have to hold on to a relationship. So I had to unfollow that bitch ass nigga because I'm like, nigga, you're corny for that, to be honest. And the reason why I would say, for me personally, like, it's just the doubling down on it and just the complete, like, not giving a fuck about how you may have literally made people feel, because there was Black women specifically in that space trying to tell him what he's saying is wrong and how they're feeling, and it was really disappointing to see a lot of people kind of like disregard these Black queens on how they felt about, you know what I'm saying, their feelings towards it, because this is not a joke for a lot of us. You know, some of us really have to deal with these insecurities that are pushed on us, not because we want to think these ways, but because society pushed these stupid insecurities. And we could all joke and key, but when we start joking on y'all niggas, then y'all want to kill us. So I don't know.
Okay. And on that note, I really want to shout out the young woman. I don't know her real name, but I know on socials because I even followed her. It's Evie. It was her name.
I followed her too. That's funny.
Yeah. Let me shout out my girl.
She was in her bag, okay?
You know, what was they saying in there? Let me land something, you know, because I got a couple things I want to put down, because I don't want no fucking gingerbread or no fucking Coon and Clan listening to our fucking podcast thinking that any of the Black women that was up there were slighted in any type of way, because they were supported here. So shout out to EV. Y'all thought y'all was fucking clowning that girl, but y'all knew she was cooking, and she fucking cooked his ass. And I want to shout her platform out because I know the people resonated with it, because her shit was going afterwards. Like, I peeped it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
we love intelligent Black queens who could hold a point. And you know, the thing is too, they love to make you seem angry, but she wasn't angry at all.
She wasn't angry. She was comical. She gave his sarcastic ass everything he wanted back because he was condescending too. That was my other problem with it as well, especially with Black women go through in general. And it's been a key talking point as well with Black women go through in workspaces. And ironically, with that being a space, the fact that you were so condescending to so many Black women, or came off condescending, was also disgusting too, because it's like, bitch, you don't get the right to try to insult nobody's intelligence. And you have a daughter that is Black, am I correct? I found that out recently as well.
Correct.
So that also was very
procreated with the ginger beer.
They did. She, you know, but I just really want to shout her out and all the Black women that spoke up, because they was trying it in there, but just know some of y'all were very, very seen, heard, and felt. And you know, I was calling him, and again, when I'm in spaces, all I see in the beginning, in the first half, is just the bold name. So if I say like certified man, I don't know your real name, but I wish I did. But I want to shout out to certified man that was in there too, because he was not playing with either
I'm
one of them.
I'm gonna have to put that little meme that little nah. Let's not, don't give these niggas too much. Don't give these niggas too much, because apparently pulled up tweets too. These niggas is not
Jesus.
None of these niggas are safe out here. None of these.
Yo, shout out to I want to say this too, because I think they the ones doing that. Shout out. Do we have a fan base for what do we call Kendrick stans? Because they move like the Beehive. They do not play. Like, they will pull up your posts, your tweets, anything, your
Karate Kids.
Like, they will pull up anything. And I also think it's ironic too that he kept throwing up, and not only just him, so many people in that space kept throwing up, oh, it was a different time, Twitter was a different time.
Can we get to that, please?
Let's get to it. Let's get to it, sis, because
so my problem with the different time thing, right? Let's rewind it back, because Tatiana was there.
And we talking about OGs from
like 2007, 2008 to 2012. Okay,
I got on
this
Twitter.
The era we talk about.
I got on Twitter 2010.
Literally.
So we know the era that you speak of. So let's clarify here. The era that we talking about is an era of Black Twitter. Rory, you are not a Black man. So my issue with the way that he is like hanging on this talking point is you are essentially saying that you are allowed to be part of Black Twitter during this era. And like you should not have been comfortable even then. It doesn't matter if it was a different time. You are not Black. It was a different time in Black Twitter. So Black men got away with that shit. And that's not even to say it was okay then either. Right. And because I understand, like, yes, it was a different time. We wasn't really jacking it like that. It was whatever. But it was okay for Black men to do that at that point. You at no point were a part of that as far
You
as
were
getting
never
the
a black
pass.
man.
Yeah, so it's like the fact that we keep hanging on this talking about, oh, it was a different time. Okay, it was a different time, nigga. You was never black. In this time and that time, you was never black. So
Anytime.
why do you feel so comfortable using that as an excuse, as if, oh, back then I was black? Nigga, you was always white.
You was always white, okay?
You
And
was
gonna
always
stay
a
white.
ginger.
You gonna stay a ginger.
I guess like not even my frustrations. I'm not really that moved by it, but I think what I think is really lame that I was watching play out is all these black women low key defended him, and it's just like y'all bitches was there too, and you're black. So are we gonna act like it was okay for white men to be speaking like this during Black Twitter time? Like what are you talking about?
It wasn't, and it wasn't okay for black men to do it too, either, because like you said, I was there during that time. That was when Fabulous had his tweets going. Fabulous used to be on Twitter all the time. We used to always be in tweets talking about music. Meekville used to be saying whatever. We was talking about Natalie Nunn's chin on Bad Girls Club. This
Listen,
before
they used
they
to have Twitter after dark. Follow.
Yes, you used to be able to go you used to have to go to Twitter jail if you tweeted too much. Like, we know what you're saying, but it's also so annoying that he's using this talking point one, because the fact that you're trying to also underestimate the power of Black Gen Z and how they move now on socials, because yes, it was a different time, but the time we're in now, Gen Z, they coming for your ass, okay? Because I know for a fact it was a lot of them and some millennials too that resurfaced it, and you are right. Twitter is more global now. More Black people have access to it, just like we have more access to intelligence, money, whatever. So yes, it may have not been time to get your ass up out of there now, but it happened in that space, okay? So that's that. And I understand what he's saying. That was an interesting time. I got into an argument with Shawty Lowe back then in the day during that time, okay? We had each other blocked, okay? Removed, rest in peace. But like, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, no, like, y'all understand, like, you gonna always be white. You didn't have no authority doing what you did and what you continue to do. And again, I just want to keep shouting out the young Black youth who are on Twitter now, even though, some of y'all still, I'd be like, ooh, okay, that's I don't know what to call it, but a Gen Z tweeter. Like, I can tell the difference. Like, we know that there are more bots and things now, but what I will say, that whole talking point of throwing up time is just, it came to bite you in your ass.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be very, very real with y'all. Was Twitter the wild, wild fucking West back then? Absolutely. There was a no holds barred at a point in time. Yes. But you know who created Twitter to be what it is? Black culture and entertainment.
Yeah.
So according to Jan's point, I absolutely agree that it was majority of Black people making those crazy colorist fucking insane jokes. Like, dark-skinned women did not have a fun day on that app. You get what I'm saying? Dark-skinned people maybe in general, but I know there was a series of freaking tweets from high level, and we're talking about today, super popular motherfuckers who was talking crazy about Black and specifically
and our
features.
Women. Yeah, like our features too. Like Shawty Lowe literally came from my nose. Like,
down to even threatening essay on women because it was just a fucking fun thing to say and do. Like, niggas were sick bitches. But like you said, unfortunately, there was no accountability for anybody because of the fact that, number one, niggas was dick suckers then too, the same way they dick suckers now. Everybody just want to be, gang and be around and be like, oh yeah, this is funny. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, he mad free because you want to be, you want to be invited to, maybe
proximity.
His proximity. And you know who was the big heavyweights on those apps during those time before they are who they are now. So I say all this to say, like, niggas was doing a lot of dick sucking back in the day, to be honest. It was even trying to do shit. But yes, Twitter was a wild thing. That's my whole point about that part. Yes, Twitter was a wild thing, but you trying to take any kind of equity in that Twitter? Absolutely not, because that was Black Twitter verbatim.
That's insane.
And like I said, as much as I hate to even say I don't agree with the jokes that were said, and I don't agree with what, how people operated on those apps, during that time. I will be honest and say that it comes a lot worse from you. We could forgive our other Black brothers and sisters. I'm gonna be real. But you thinking that, my nigga, kind of makes us look at you weird because somebody pointed out the fact that during this time, you mean to tell me you was at the Rock Nation brunch, you was smoozing and choosing with motherfucking Jigga and Beyonce and them, and you was talking about these people like that. Like, you a fake ass bitch.
Yeah. And I also want to add too, like in the same vein of Black people did it too. I really want, because I'm seeing it from a lot of Black men on Twitter recently. Like, I really want y'all to stop making Black men the scapegoat here.
That whole thought process is crazy.
You do not get a pass to be racist because Black men were doing it too. Like, what are we even saying? Like, do y'all niggas know how y'all sound?
Feel offended.
It's actually really weird. It's a very weird talking point to say, well, if Black men weren't tweeting like that, then white men wouldn't do it. And nigga, white men gonna be racist when they, like, if they racist, they racist. You're not about to tell me, oh, well, because a Black man tweeted like that, then that means that white man could do it too. Like, what the fuck do y'all be saying? Y'all sound dumb as shit, first of all. And then the other thing, too, I wanted to mention, because I saw a lot of this happen. And granted, the nigga in the chat, there was one person in particular, I can't remember his name, but he was kind of tweaking. Okay? We'll say that. Because he was tweaking a little bit.
The fuck you talking about?
Yes, he was tweaking a little bit.
He was crashing out.
In general, Black man. But in general, exactly.
I didn't talk that, brother.
I don't like the way other Black people, in response to how that chat played out, are policing tones and policing the way that other Black people are addressing him.
Crazy.
You don't get to tell a Black person how to be offended by some white racist nigga talking shit about Black women or even black people as a culture. Like, you don't get to police them on how they feel about Black ass shit. Like, y'all sound like coons. Like, what are we talking about? Oh, why they talking like that? Oh, we're gonna mute this person because like, why? So you're gonna let this nigga keep talking, but you're gonna mute him? The Black person?
Crazy.
Black people? Like, I don't
tell you.
Where's the logic here?
There's no logic because they have the logic of the slave masters. That's what it is. The logic of the slave master to have to run to the desperation of the damsel in distress from the white people versus actually sticking up for your Black people who feel offended. And that's why I respected the people in the chat. Because I'm not going to lie. I tweeted and I say, yo, this nigga Rory's really acting like a white. Because I was shocked. I'm not going to lie. I was shocked. I was very appalled. Because I'm like, there's no way this nigga's not taking accountability.
Right.
There's no way. And it's like, I can understand if niggas pulled up a few tweets that didn't really mean nothing. Like, nah, nigga.
Nigga, you got like 80 fucking tweets and they still finding more.
These tweets is kind of nasty. I ain't gonna hold you. Nigga.
Like the level of audacity and arrogance to feel that entitled to Black culture as a white man, that you are going to put on this sarcastic facade of just and it's so interesting. What was also funny about that space too was his other fellow white brother coming on stage to tell him about himself. That was also hilarious.
Right, like, are you not embarrassed? Like, Jesus Christ.
Are you not embarrassed?
And then, like, he ain't say nothing wrong. I think that was my problem with it too. It was just like, I don't know, like, number one, the tweets weren't fake, nigga. Like, they're literally on your page. The fact, it's not about like, oh, these people didn't actually, because I know what he's trying to say. Like, at that point, you could just put a RT and then in front of whatever you made up, and the person didn't even necessarily have to have really said that. But that's not the point. You put the tweet up, so that means, like, trying to be funny or not, you tweeted that. It doesn't, like, it's okay, fake tweet, whatever. It's still a real tweet. Like, you're not gonna pull the wool over our head on that one, nigga. Like, the shit was real. So I just feel like the least you could have did is just been like, I was wrong.
I was wrong. And that's what I said. When you say you're sorry, when you take and accept a real apology, not accept apology, when you make an actual authentic apology, regardless, number one, people got to remove ego. And it is never, honestly, it's never about the people who don't accept it or just playing games. Your focus should always be about the people who you offended, which are a lot of people. Yeah. So it should always be, I'm sorry for those that I offended. I take complete accountability for the words that I said. I know I said it. I was wrong for saying it. And I'm going to try to do better. The only thing people can hold you to is the actions of doing better. That's it. Because moving forward, we really haven't seen nothing crazy from this little ginger baby. You get what I'm saying? So for him to do that and this be
except for that video of him saying nigga.
Well, I mean, shit. Allegedly. Allegedly, that's kind of crazy, you know. But if there's a video of him really saying nigga, I'm gonna just be honest with you, that's not the first time he probably did that shit. Like, it's just not the first time.
Yeah, and I was about to say, I seen it. I ain't think it was AI. I did not.
I was like, I don't think we could blame AI on a lot of shit. We're not finna blame AI on that. But that being said, I just feel like a lot of you motherfuckers got to get told about yourselves, low key. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's just what it is. Like, you gotta. Not that we want you to burn, like, because I know there's people that's probably, you know, happy to see this happening because of whatever personal qualms. But it's a respect thing for me at the end of the day. I never give a fuck about who's in the culture as long as you respect the culture. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't respect the people of the culture that create the culture, then we have a fucking problem.
Right. And you being condescending and sarcastic tells us that you don't respect it. And I think that's my issue with it. It's like, you could have just
profit from it. You could make money from it. You could get credited for it. You could be that nigga that's, oh, you did this, you put this piece together, but you don't really support the cause. Now I feel like you need to donate to all black colleges for the rest of your fucking life. And I need you to contribute to reparations if you really about that shit.
And you gotta make a bean pie from scratch, bitch.
Okay. Especially when you're raising a black child. Who stop? Because I don't want to talk about the kids.
I mean, the other thing too, I will say, I think that ultimately, too, the other issue here is he had too many black people around him that make him feel comfortable. I think a lot of this begins there, too. Like, if you got friends around you who don't hold you accountable, hold you to the fire for the way that you feel comfortable in black spaces, you're going to continue to do this shit. And that's why he felt comfortable being arrogant and cocky and condescending on that space, because he got niggas like Mal, lame ass, telling him he don't need to apologize. You are a nigga, Mal. Yeah. Like, what you mean he don't need to apologize? Like, are you stupid?
What was Samuel Jackson character name at Angel? Because that's what it was given. What was the name of Samuel that was holding on to Leonardo DiCaprio crying like that? Damn.
We know what you're talking about, girl. Yeah. But that's what it gave. And it's just like, you could have just said nothing, nigga. So because now you look stupid in front of everybody. Like, you could have just looked stupid in y'all texting thread. But now we all know how fucking lame. Granted, I already knew this nigga was lame. But I just feel like he doing the shit he did, and he's doing the shit that he's doing. He's condescending on all the things because he got black people like that around him, where it's like none of like y'all think this shit is okay. Y'all are laughing this shit off, kiki, like, you know, like, I just feel like if you was a real one around him, you would have just at least said like, yo, the least you could do is just apologize. And like, just apologize and move on.
But like we said, niggas like that love to look cool for the cameras. That's what they their entire life goal is to put appearances of looking like that nigga in the camera. So be the nigga to be like, oh, you really apologizing for this shit? Come on, man, you serious? You really apologizing for this shit? Like, yeah, you fucking pickle under the fucking tongue head ass nigga. We are apologizing for this shit because you was wrong. You was motherfucking wrong. But like you said, when you have friends like that around you, honestly speaking, there's no accountability that's gonna happen. You're gonna think,
yeah.
But I'ma personally end with this. I'ma just be real with y'all. You should never ever, as a woman, defend no man. I don't give a fuck if that's your brother, your father. Defend them as much as you can because you know them, but beware because because listen, the Jumbotron, the Summer Jam screen of things, like, it makes you look stupid when you defend a motherfucker and you have to now turn around and be like, well, damn, nigga, how do you really feel about me? Because I'm a black woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just a word of advice for the ladies out there. Don't be so quick to want to jump to a nigga defense and jump in front that motherfucking gun because a nigga's not going to do that for you. That's just facts. But anyways, that's how I feel about that. I feel like we could get on into some motherfucking music.
Bet. I have nothing else to say on that either. I think, like, I guess the last thing I'll say is if niggas is gonna keep watching that shit, then I don't want to see y'all niggas tweeting about this shit no more either.
Oh, you know, niggas gonna tune in for whatever mess, but at the same time, I mean, I've never watched a podcast, so I don't. I've only seen clips,
and I didn't even know they had a lady. Why? I'm being so real. I didn't know.
I've only seen clips, and that's about it. So whatever. Anyways. Speaking of clips, congratulations to Pusha T on his new baby. That was very, very cute. Just sidebar on that. New birthing of new things, you know what I'm saying? But moving right along, Summer Walker, she's birthing her very last baby with this 4th studio album, finally over it. And I'm hoping and praying that maybe Summer, it is finally over, because for me personally, I think you've been through enough life experiences with these niggas to really be over it. So hopefully this is the last of the last, because I think we need to evolve musically, low key, not her saying just her plainly, but some things got to just evolve. But I personally did listen to Summer Walker's album, finally over it. And I'm not going to lie, there were a lot of tracks that I did like. The production of it, the songwriting of them. I did enjoy a lot of tracks from Summer Walker, I will say. But I don't know. How are you ladies feeling about it? Because I did see mixed reviews. People have their qualms about it. More good than indifferent. But of course, we want to hear from the chief head of R&B, Yon, and of course, you know, her partner in crime, Jazz.
I mean, I don't necessarily have complaints. I do feel like, where do I even begin? I think that similar to like Kalani pre-folded, okay, I'm gonna put it that way, because folded and everything that has come since, I am Kalani stan. But prior to that, I don't feel like I was Kalani's target. Because something about, I think her subject matter just wasn't doing it for me. Nothing ever landed. And I felt the same for Summer. Like Summer, there's been a lot of singles within her catalog that I really love, but like as a whole catalog, I've never really honestly gotten into Summer that heavily. Like that's just not my kind of music. I don't resonate with some of the shit she talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I kind of feel the same about this album. Like I think there's a couple on it that I really like. Like shout out to Go Girl. That's definitely on my set list this week.
Mm-hmm.
But as an entire album, it's not really that stellar to me. Like it just, I don't know. I'm not that impressed. I'm not even mad at it either, though. I'm not saying that. I don't think it's bad. I don't think the music sucks. None of that. I'm just not wowed by any of it. And I feel like what kind of disappoints me, is that I just feel like she is so much stronger of a vocalist than she puts in this music. Like, we know you could sing, like sing.
She has a beautiful tone.
Yeah, but then you get on this album and it's just like we're getting 70% of what you actually can give us. And I don't understand why she's holding back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really my critique. I feel like if she puts 100% of her vocal ability into the music, I think I love her music, regardless of the subject matter, because I just would think she's so great and I love how everything sounds. But we're not getting 100%. And I don't know if that's like fear or if that's intention. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, I've heard her sing live. I've heard these clips circulate of her like singing. And that's not what she gives on the album personally.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
I will say, okay, so before I go into the album, I will say that hands down for this generation, I do feel like her and LVRN, they are, if there's a award for R&B marketing, I don't even know if that's the title, like y'all correct me, but like she got it. She's the queen of it. The dump truck that's going around the schools to take things out, the street team, just even having it as a cohesive, like a trilogy, like, you know, over it, still over, finally over. I think that whole thing is beautiful. I even think the homage to Anna Nicole Smith with the album cover, because I think a lot of people are forgetting that too. Like if you go back and think about Anna Nicole Smith and where she was at one point in her career, it very much gave that. Like she was finally over this concept of love and was marrying for, you know, material or whatever. So I think the album cover is showcasing that. The way they rolled out the track list from like the tables, You're Invited Here. It's just beautiful. Shout out to LBRN. Shout out to Amber Grimes, because Amber Grimes has been working her ass off on that. So that part is dope, right?
I agree.
Now, When I get into the actual project and album, I will say, I have to say, I went into this project knowing that I was not in the mood to slide down walls. I am trying to climb walls at this point in my life. So I did have that mindset kind of going into it, like, okay, which is why I'm gonna take it to the lab a couple times because I do want to give my sis a fair assessment because, you know, I will say in Cleveland, Ohio, like Summer has a very strong market. Like all my homegirls, they love Over It. I love Over It. I still think that's one of the best art like marketed albums like over the last 10 years in terms of R&B. Like what that album did, I think for marketing R&B projects really changed the game. So with this one, it feels like Summer is finally over it. And I think it speaks to what Jan is saying, like of us not really being able to experience her vocally to its full potential. I think a little bit of it is that. And I don't think that's a slight towards Summer Walker's love for R&B because I genuinely think R&B, I mean, Summer loves. She is, if we want to talk about who's a student of it, it's her. Like she loves this shit from the SWVs, the D'Angelos. That's why she's able to get a Beyonce clearance. You know what I'm saying? Because she genuinely loves it. And they love her. You know what I'm saying? That's why Kelly Rowland brought her out. Like they genuinely do love Summer. I will say, I think, you know, like I'm gonna give it to her. She's 3 for 3, but is this my favorite album of the trilogy? No. It's a lot of features. And I think that's been a complaint for a lot of people too, is it's almost as if like what the industry has become is kind of reflected on this album. It's just like, okay, you get your grand album, you get your features from Lil Baby, 21 Savage, Bryson, you know, like that's it kind of what it feels like. And don't get me wrong, her and Bryson make great music together.
Yes.
But you know, they do. You know what I'm saying? Like they make great
Bryson
records.
pissed me off though. Go ahead.
Uh, but I do feel like there are parts on this album where it just kind of feels like the features do more than Summer. Like even the record Baller, shout out to Monaleo because Monaleo eats that verse up. I love that. And I love Go Girl as well. Go Girl stood out to me the most because I love the tone of that record. Like I love that they're kind of all like rapping, singing in the same tone. So that's my take on it. Like I said, I'm gonna still take it to the lab again, only because just mentally for me, I'm trying to climb. I'm not trying to slide down. Like I need to stay in a very, very, you know, like a high vibration. But yeah.
Okay. So this is my critique, right? First of all, why do these artists do this 1, this 2, this 3, this shit? I don't get it, but whatever. Is it because if they put it out on like actual like hard copies, like you gonna get 1 disc, 2 disc? I don't know. But finally over it. Let me see. The first part of it, I did like the song with Mariah the Scientist. I love the No. Shout out to Slim Wave, my brother, for producing on that track. He's very phenomenal at what he does. I did like No. I wasn't a big fan of Go Girl just because I personally felt like something was a little bit off for me. But more so Doja absolutely floated on that and it kind of like overshadowed the entire song, Doja's feature. I'm not gonna lie. You know, the ladies have this infinity for Chris Brown, very much so. He's got to be on a feature. Standout 1-800 Heartbreak with Anderson .Paak. That flip.
I was literally gonna say that. That is a collaboration.
That was the collaboration. I feel like that should be Grammy nominated for collaboration because that shit was phenomenal. And then this little 3-piece right here from 1-800 Heartbreak with Anderson .Paak into Heart of a Woman into Situationship. That right there was a climax for me. I appreciate that.
I'm glad you mentioned that because
I thought that was a good transition. 1-800 into Heart of a Woman, that shit was fire.
It was fire. Fire. It's a situationship. That was perfect, especially considering that we know what the contents of the songs are. In the second part, FMT, I would say very, very much so. I love this song. When Summer Walker is in her acoustic guitar bag, that's one of my favorite parts of Summer Walker, to be completely honest with you. And it just perked my ears up to saying that Shorty can really and honestly, she can do country if she wanted to. Like she
really could. She could. I want her to.
Denying it, and it would be absolutely phenomenal if she did it.
Yep.
Don't Make Me / Tempted was one of my favorites. Get Your Boy, I don't know what's going on with 21. He had vengeance on that song. It was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Brent Vias is like Summer Walker's like work husband. Like they
Yes.
so
Oh my
well
gosh.
together.
Yes.
I would love a dual project from them, to be completely honest, if I'm gonna be real. I didn't listen to the Stitch Me Up because apparently the short man that's in jail wrote on that, and we're not gonna give any street
Oh
to that nigga.
wow.
Sorry, not sorry. But allegedly with Teddy Swims, I love Teddy Swims' voice, and I love her on this, which once again just puts more into perspective that she needs to do a country album. Last but not least, Finally Over It for me personally was one of my favorites. I feel like it's a great outro song. I need to hear it live because just how it sounds just in this form, she has to bring that shit to life. Like it has to just be bigger than life when it comes to it. And that was really my critique on it. I love the production of a lot of these songs, but vocal production for me sometimes, like you said, I have to agree with you, Jan. I don't feel like Summer pushes her singing capability the way that we all know. I know she can hit certain
Yeah.
I know she can reach certain, you know what I'm saying, certain pockets, but I feel like she's so comfortable and she plays it safe with where she
Yes.
vocally that she doesn't challenge herself. Or if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like maybe the people around her don't challenge her enough. I mean, if it works, don't if it's not broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, it can be upgraded.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think like pushing yourself vocally kind of fits within the conversation of if it's broke, not don't fix it. Because I feel like, to your point, upgrading it just makes it better. Like I feel like, why wouldn't we want to hear you vocally pushing yourself on all of these songs? Like I think that would just make the song stronger. If anything,
Yeah.
it's not gonna make it worse if you do more vocally. If you do less,
No,
that's
I
a different
agree.
conversation. But if you're doing more, it just makes the song better. But I will say too, I'm pretty sure it was her. There was this clip circulating around about the labels essentially limiting what she's able to do with the length of the songs. I think that's what they were talking about.
I've seen something like that.
And
yeah.
I'm curious if that also, which granted she didn't speak to, but if that also extends into what she's doing within the songs vocally. Like, are they limiting her creatively because they are looking for a certain sound? Because I know there are A&Rs in this space who will tell you exactly what they're looking for, and they want your songs to sound a certain way where you can't necessarily be as creative with the sound.
Or melting as
yeah.
yeah.
So I wonder, like, she didn't speak on that, but I wonder if there is part of that conversation where not only are they limiting her with the length of the songs, but also with how much she can pour into it vocally.
Yeah, speaking of that, I think that's why I found 1-800 Heartbreak. Milan, I'm so happy you mentioned that song because that was a standout to me before I even heard the record because I was thinking about it from a perspective of like, what the hell is a Summer and Anderson .Paak collab gonna sound like? Like that's what I was thinking. Like, what is it gonna sound like? Because I'll be honest, like I know Anderson .Paak is a great musician, but I don't listen to him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was curious, and when I heard it, oh my God, I was like, I want them to experiment with more sounds and artists like that because I feel like we got to see hear a different experience, a different side of Summer. But yeah, 1-800 Heartbreak was a banger too.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite ones for sure. And I seen some people, I peeked on Twitter a little bit and I seen some people talking about Anderson .Paak ruined the song. You motherfuckers will pay for your crimes.
Hey, like, huh?
Yeah, I love
all of your first.
What they talking about?
Yeah, that might be one of the best ones on there.
And then the nerve
to
talk about Anderson .Paak's feature on that, but you have the nerve and audacity to big up Go Girl. Let's be
first of all, not too much.
I was about to say, hold on now.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Wait, y'all jump at me. Okay.
Wait.
Let me go get my DoorDash.
Hold on. That's gonna be in my IG notes in a couple weeks.
Okay, period. But I think overall though, like I don't necessarily have complaints. I think for me it's more so indifference. Like I think that
that's a great word.
Yeah, like I think it's a decent project. I don't think it's like as stellar as some people are making it out to be personally. But I think it is a good body of work. I think there's a lot of good songs on here. I just don't feel like, for me personally, I have to keep saying personally so y'all get it. But for me personally, I don't think I'm going to revisit this body of work completely as often as a Summer Walker stan would.
Yeah, I was gonna ask too, but now I'm like, damn, because you were saying you weren't listening to her as much. Because I'm just like, damn, do you have a favorite out of the trilogy? That was gonna be my next question. Like,
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I feel like for me, they're all kind of like neck and neck with each other. There's none of her albums kind of like stand out to me. I was like, this is my favorite Summer Walker album, because I've never really been that big of a fan of hers personally.
So back in 2018, and I have to ask because I'm honored to talk to the chief R&B officer. You wasn't listening to Last Day of Summer, girl. I used to have Prayed Up on repeat.
No, actually, I did not.
Yeah, that was around the time where I first got hip to Summer. Yeah, because that's when she had the Girls Need Love record going around, and it was just like, yo, who is this girl? Every time I turn around or turn on the radio in New York, it's honestly like I couldn't get away from it.
I was invested in her career though, just seeing where she went, because I know I had went to see Black in concert in DC, and he had her opening before she was like as big as I mean, this was like early. I remember at that point, it was when she was still singing on the stool, real shy. She didn't really leave the stool. And at that point, I really was curious to see where she went, because she did a really great set. Like her voice was amazing. So I was invested then. But I don't know, just something about the subject matter just never really landed for me.
And that's what I think. I'm happy you mentioned Kalani earlier, because I think that's what shifted with Kalani recently, because I too have started to listen to her more. I never felt like I was her target audience. Granted, she had a couple little bops on SoundCloud that I was familiar with, you know, the SoundCloud joints, but never like a full like target audience person. But I will say, I think her. And I'm not trying to say she never was a student of the game. I don't know, because I'm not like the biggest Kalani, like I don't know her catalog as much or her history. So Kalani stands, don't kill me, but it does just seem like she's gone back to the drawing boards of like the greats, like from the way she's positioning her album covers and the single covers, and the subject matter is a bit more mature, and the way her management and the label is positioning her, like, you know, she's on stage with Brandy, and you know, it just seems like they're positioning her to be taken serious, like, and not just as a TikTok darling.
I will say she has always been a student of the game. I think what's happening now is she's maturing into into something to really be like, you really not fucking with her now. I think, I don't know, like I feel like when you are a student of the game, it kind of like comes in eras where it's like we gotta grow with you until you get to like mastery. And I think she's reached the mastery level, and that's why she's working with these bigger producers, and these producers who are really instrumental in the 2000s era. Like I think a lot of that is because she's maturing. I think with maturity comes, you know, like different subject matter. You work with
you're right.
Sound. So I think she was always a student. I just think now it's like, all right, she's really leading in for real now, because she's just grown. Different shit.
Someone else who I feel like had the same. Well, not saying they had different stories and journeys, because I don't want to take away like from her story either, because she's one of one to me. But just kind of similar in the fact that I feel like, you know, like you said, it comes in eras. Like Jasmine Sullivan, Hotels. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that entire era, I feel like was her even reclaiming her name in a space that she's born in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jasmine Sullivan was born in that space, but it wasn't until Hotels that I feel like she was always like heard, but I felt like she was finally seen, if that makes sense.
And I think, again, to that point, it's also just maturity, right? Like, I think
maturity, yep.
Mm-hmm. She's showing us a different side of her within that era that we didn't see before. Like, we saw safe Jasmine. Like, she's just this safe, super, super good vocalist. Mm-hmm. But now we seeing you talking about sitting on it and all types of spitting on it and shit. Like,
having a roster.
Yeah, right. I'm a woman. Like you're going to see maturity. Sides, right. And I think, to your point, like, these are just different eras of maturity. Like, we saw the safe version of her, and then we saw, you know what? I could do this too, because I'm a woman. Like, all of this is part of being a woman, and like I do this shit too, and I could sing as just as good singing like this that I could doing other shit. Like I just feel like you kind of got to give, and maybe this is partially my critique of Summer, right?
I was just about to say it.
Now I'm seeing how this kind of
Summer is young,
together.
yep.
Yeah, like I think Summer, once she kind of leans because she's right there, because she's saying fuck my type, so she's ready to like move on from that era, clearly. So I wonder, like, once she really, like, if she's actually going to live that rather than
she's
just
only
29,
right? Like, she giving us
I wonder if I'm gonna enjoy the subject matter in the next album if she actually does move on from the bullshit that she's been dealing with. Because that's another thing. Like, we don't know. Like, maybe she's singing about this and she's still gonna keep dealing with fuck niggas, and then we're gonna get another fuck nigga album, and I'm still not gonna be tapped in. So you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, maybe later I'll be engaged, because the subject matter will change. But I think, like, you know, like, it's just growth. I think what we're seeing with these different artists is growth and maturity. And then
it's true though, because now I'm just like, wow, what is it? Because she's 20, baby girl doing this at 29. What is a Summer Walker project gonna sound like at 35? That's what Carrie made, you know, Masquerade.
Well, that's where most of them actually off to get in their real, you know, lemonade bag or whatever, mature bag type shit. How?
And I say all this to say also, like, I do want to make it clear, like, I'm not even knocking her. Because
no, we know you're not,
because you had to go through these phases, right? I just know, like, if you asking me personally, I'm not there anymore. Like, if I'm 25, 27, like, I think I would resonate a little bit more, but I'm not. I'm 32 and I don't care about the shit she's talking about. That's not my life right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I feel you. That's why I said climbing walls, not sliding down them, Summer. We climbing them.
Yeah, and especially when you get mature too as a woman, when you start to really take accountability for your own participation in things, it's kind of like, I'm not in the attract fuck nigga phase, because I know my worth now, so I really don't even want to deal with those type of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I agree 1,000%. It's all about maturity in music, but she still has time. And if she claims she's finally over it, then we would just have to expect those choices to also follow suit with her finally over it.
Exactly.
You know? Well.
So shout out to Summer Walker. Congratulations on an album. I think regardless of how I feel about the subject matter personally, I think the rollout, like Jazz said, the rollout was amazing. I think one thing I will point out, I was a little confused at first with the album cover. And I think what I appreciated about the music, in hearing Fuck My Type, then it's like, okay. I see what you did here.
Yeah. And then when you see and then when you see, like, the Anna Nicole back in the day, like, because I feel like people, like, again, people reference some of these, you know, we have the Paris Hiltons of the world, like these socialites, but people forget, like, Anna Nicole Smith, that was a name, like, in, like, 90s era culture media, like, that whole Playboy, whatever era, like, so to her even tap into that, I thought was so interesting. Like, wow, I would have never thought.
That was clear to me when the cover came out, but I wasn't understanding how this tied to the album. That's where, for me, that was a disconnect. I was like, I'm not following. Like, is this really a man? Like, what are we doing?
She's finally over it and dating an old white man that's about to see the grave.
No, so I think the literal, not even literal, but within one of the songs she was saying, like, she's not going after her type anymore, and she's going to just go after a good life. So going after the good life, as in the white man who's just gonna fund her shit. So it made sense now. Okay, got it.
That's what I'm saying. She's the old white guy that's about to hit the grave.
What I'll say, what did confuse me, because you're right. What I'm still trying to, that's why I say I got to take it to the lab, because great rollout, but what still isn't piecing for me, because I was like, okay, this part is for better, this part is for worse, but some of these songs could be on either or. What that part wasn't as clear to me. Like, I thought I was about to get, like, oh, for worse, here go all the sad songs. For better, here go all the happy, the next chapter songs. But it didn't feel like that. So that part I'm still trying to adjust to, or what she meant with that. But
I think, like, also too, it's a thing of, I don't know, maybe because this is just where I am, just in an experience as a woman in my life right now, where I'm not really dependent on nobody to give me a great life except for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking forward to a rich white old man. I'm not looking forward to a rich young black man. I'm just looking forward to living my life at the standards that I feel make me happy. And anybody that's coming into that can also add to that. Like, I think, and I'm not saying that she does this, but sometimes there's so much focus in music where it's like you have to look forward to somebody to save you. in order to have this type of dream life, because regardless of what we want to put on it, you saying finally over it and the whole, thing of like fuck your type, and now we see the cover, which is an old white man that you clearly are, doing the whole Anna Nicole Smith to, because we know she married him and got fucking filthy rich from that situation. So it's like, for me personally, it's just a thing of context. Like I want a little bit different context from singers where we talk about real mature love and not just this fickle transactional type of love. I guess that's why, because I'm a, natural yearner, I want that type of, if I'm a slide down the wall, it's because it's raining outside and you're kissing me passionately and it's a fucking moment. Yeah.
To that point, that is why I'm fucking with Anu Kalani, because she is yearning.
Yes,
my girl is yearning.
Yearners.
She is yearning. And she's taking accountability in her. So I fucked that, but I'm here, bitch. I'm here for you.
And that's what we want. That's what we want. Because I can't have some of that in my speaker sometimes. Like as energy.
And shout out to Mario too, since we're on the topic of yearners. Mario new album, he's yearning on the album too. Like, I know we talked about the single last week, but the album is good. Shout out to Mario. I know we feel some ways about Mario, but if we just talking about the music, Mario's in his fucking bag.
You talking to a girl that I'm gonna be honest, I listen to Never still like it came out in 2002. I had the Turning Point album. I did Nike's Fresh Out the Box. I did. So
speaking of Nikes, did anyone listen to Wale?
Ooh, let's get into it because I'm ready. Jordan, let's get into it because I'm ready. Let's get into it. I'll kick it off. I will say, just being a child of hip hop, women of hip hop now, because we're grown women in the condo with our feet kicked up in our Blunts Road. Wale has been someone that has been a part of my love for hip hop, even with the blog era and things like that. So I'm gonna put some respect on his name in that regard. Like, I was that girl that was 16, couldn't wait to get her car, had the Nissan Altima, had the mixtapes burnt on their car, and More About Nothing definitely was in rotation over and over and over. So I say all that to say is I take Wale projects to the lab, and I did this one, and Wale too is yearning, but I don't think yearning just for love. Wale is yearning for peace of mind. I think that is very clear on this project as well. I also love too when I'm experiencing something for myself and then I get online or I'm talking to, like you ladies here are my friends and we're also experiencing the same thing. Cause I want to shout out Yana again. Yo, Yana, you LeBron this year. Because, she was basically, making it known. And I thought it was such a great point because I was like, yo, I could not wait to talk to her about this. But, she tweeted about like Wale's album being R&B. Like, just boom, put it right there. And I was like, no, it literally is. Like, and I think we don't give Wale enough credit for his contributions to R&B and hip hop, if that makes sense. Like the R&B and hip hop charts in space. I feel like a lot of that is given to, like Drake, but let's be honest, like Wale got him. Wale got him. I can go down,
That's who we really should be giving credit to if you're going to be 1,000% real.
Let's get into it.
And it's not to disrespect, like, once again, I know
it's
it could probably come off like niggas really is on a hate Drake train. No, we never been on that. I've been on the hate Drake plane, the PJ, but not the train. No, but seriously though, Drake has contributed and done what he's done. We're never gonna discredit him for that. But when we talk about authentic shit, you know what I'm saying? That's Wale's bag.
Come on.
Yes.
Like, come on, Bad featuring Tierra Thomas. Like the remix Rihanna.
Bag.
Like, I mean, Lotus Flower Bomb with Miguel. That's definitely a staple in our community now. Like,
man,
it's so many. And
Chill Jeremiah, like, ooh, we be at it.
Seriously, no, for real. And too, like, I also love just like, I've talked about this before. Like, I love like victory lap music or like that victory lap rap. Like, Wale makes great ambition type music. It's like
pineapples. I'm looking through the This Is Wale playlist right now. diced fucking pineapples. Ambition. I used to love Ambition when it dropped with that whole Wale, Meek Mill, and the whole what was niggas was called again?
Shout out to my homegirl Aubrion from best friend from college. She used to play this song every day before science class and her headphones before a test. You could hear that song playing from her speakers. Like let's stop playing with Wale's contribution.
Come on, stop. No, for real. I mean, Legendary, No Hands. Everybody and their mama knows. That's one of the songs that you literally. It's to the point where you listen to Waka and you have to play Wale part.
You have to.
You do not skip Wale. Like he's been one of them ones before a lot of them ones, to be real.
And he's still one of them. I think that's what's like really dope about this story with Wale is that he was top 5 in the blog era and he's still giving you, barring you niggas the fuck up and like showing you the formula in 2025 going on 2026, like, and the shit has not been watered down. I think another thing is like a lot of these, and I don't want to say a lot of them, so many rappers as they get older they kind of fall off because they don't know how to stay true to their sound but also make it a little more modern so that it connects with the time. And I think that he's done such a good job of that, not only with the production, the samples, the bars, like the features. And I really want to get into these features, right? Because we don't give Wale his flowers enough for his A&R ability. This is like one of the best A&Rs of our time. And niggas don't talk about that shit enough. Like A&R, he be first on mad niggas. And if he's not first, he's still gonna put a nigga on. Like the features on his like Tenny.
Yeah. No, facts. I love that you mentioned that too, because what people don't give Wale credit for also being one of the first like men MCs that put on women MCs. He was one of the first men that gave Megan Thee Stallion a feature when she was coming up. One of the first.
Then he got Andre Day on this project. Like one of the best songs on the project is with Andre Day. Like, come on. Like, let's get into it.
We start off strong with Conundrum. Am I saying that right? Conundrum?
Yes.
You know, dyslexia pop out sometimes. No, I felt like that was a nice, strong start for me personally. I definitely like Conundrum was one of my favorite. I'll just tell you guys my favorite. I did like the Belly sample. I just felt like the song for me kind of fell a little short, just a little bit. Or it was just too redundant for some reason for me. But the Belly sample I did like. Where to Start, one of my strongest ones. Blanco. I'm gonna tell you right now, at the top of the motherfucking list for me, to be completely real, that I was just like, okay, these are some strong fucking songs for me. Power and Problems.
Yeah.
Watching Us with Leon Thomas. Whew. City on Fire with Odile. Fly Away.
Fly Away. Who was the feature? He pissing me off and I haven't heard listed there. Who is it?
With the fucking Pretty Wings sample.
Tears to my eyes.
And this is what I said, because I was on TikTok Live earlier playing some of the playing Summer Walker and playing Wale's album on TikTok Live. And I literally said Fly Away is so good, it reminds me of a nostalgic Wale song. Yeah. And then I started singing towards the ending, I started singing Lotus Flower Bomb as a mix with it. So I'm like, yo, you gonna have to mix these two up for your tour, nigga, because I promise you that's gonna go hard. But the only things we see performed by is Wale. I don't know why. It's like who the fuck is the sneaky feature, bro? I don't know. Written by Cheryl Ann Padre. I don't know who. Priscilla Renee. Oh, you sneaky bitch, you. Priscilla, that's Money Long.
I said, okay, maybe I looked it up too soon, because when the project dropped and I looked up the credits, I didn't see anybody but him there. So I was like, who is
that? Would make sense though, because they both on Def Jam and Tunji put this out.
Okay,
that would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. And you know, him and I think I don't want to misspoke, but I think they both are from. I think they're both Nigerian. I want to Google that, but I want to also shout out the Global Sounds on here.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah, I think that's really dope of him because it's authentic to his culture.
It's authentic to his American, culture. Not Nigerian.
No, Tunji. I mean Wale.
Wale is Nigerian. Yeah.
He does a great job at blending these sounds, and I think what's great too, because Milan, you was mentioning this earlier about like Wale's like music and just like what it reminds you of. I feel like Wale is one of those only artists we have where like if you listen to his music and it reminds you of his music from back in the day, you're not upset because he makes great fucking music. It's like, oh my God, like this just reminded me of when I first heard Ambitious Girl or this, and it's like I'm not upset at all because I love it.
Love that, yeah.
You know, like, and I also think too, this album is also proven that Wale's name still holds weights and holds itself up because he didn't get I watched the DSPs. He didn't get a lot of what I felt like placement that he should have. Like, well, this is Wale, like a top 5. Like, put him up there with the Big Seans, the Drake, Kendrick. Like, I see how y'all go when they release projects, and I just felt like he didn't get that same love that I would have seen. However, because he's Wale, his shit still surpassed all these niggas, and he got one of the #1 hip-hop projects right now. And I think that just speaks not only to like his fan base but us as lovers of the culture. Like, I feel like we're the ones that's never gonna let anyone forget about Wale.
Which is important because we know, the sidebars of things. Wale's very emotional, which we don't ever discredit, or we put like we won't put like a guardrail on that. We want men to be vulnerable, of course. Wale is sensitive, and rightfully so. Is your artwork. You can even tell certain songs where he was saying like, this shit probably won't go platinum.
I was literally gonna say that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But for me, I feel like Wale, if I could be frank, just listening to this still in this era, I feel like Wale is suffering from what I just personally believe, just listening once again, it's like he's still has a form of resentment, which he can be entitled to. But he has a form of resentment of not being that top nigga to everyone, the way how, regardless of how much you think in your mind, you could say you #1, but reality is, if the world don't accept that, if the public perception don't make you feel like that, you get what I'm saying? I feel like he's suffered very much so with being very talented, being a lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Being able to pick great production, put people on, but he doesn't get his just due. And I feel like that kind of fucks with him mentally.
Yeah.
Whereas like he feels like, if you put in so much work and you not getting the credit or the flowers that you feel like you deserve, it kind of make you want to quit, which is kind of what he suffered with a while ago, where he wanted to quit music, et cetera, et cetera. So, I think it still shows up in his music from what he says. But at the same time, I'm going to be real. And if I was that nigga's friend, I would tell him straight up, like, it sounds like you also are kind of like a glutton for punishment. Like, you kind of like, you like to sulk in a way where you want people to bring you up. Like, there's some people, and I'm not saying he's
I get what you're saying,
but it's like a
where it's like they kind of lead with that because they want you to praise them so that they feel better about themselves.
It's like,
so
no,
I'm
ugly, and it's like, no, you're not ugly. What are you talking about? Like, no, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's that kind of thing that I kind of get from him, especially when it comes to relationships. Now, other shit I can't speak too much on, but the reason why I say, and I had text shout in the group chat, I was like, this nigga need help. This nigga is a textbook toxic ass nigga though. Regardless of how poetic and beautiful his words are, he's still a nigga, and he's still toxic as fuck. And these niggas need to go get fucking help, because how much more toxic shit could we women accept? Because sometimes, and if I could just speak for myself, I love this project, I love the production of it, I will give this shit great reviews. But when I really have to listen to the lyrics of certain shit, it makes me want to roll my eyes sometimes. It's like, oh my God, like, really, nigga? Like, you, like, I feel like I'm dealing with a nigga that I
her clothes off, but I'm closed off. Like, nigga,
like, what?
You're not in love. Shut up. Fuck you. Grow up. You're too old for this shit. Open up, nigga. We tired of hearing you being closed off. I'm sick of you niggas. I'm tired of it.
And then you crying for it back on the other record. It's like, where we going with this?
Right. But like, what are we talking about? You dish your therapist. Obviously, we know there's a problem there. Like, come on. Like, that's
but you brought it up though. You brought it up though, Milan, because I don't want to miss this point that you brought up earlier about kind of like Wale having this like soaking persona. Remember when J. Cole dropped False Prophets? And I think the first half of it is kind of directed at Ye, but the second half, he's kind of talking about Wale, where he's basically like, I got this. Yeah, he's basically saying in False Prophets, like, we got this homie but he's always complaining about don't nobody fuck with him. It's like, nigga, we know you great. Like, why do you care about what everybody's saying? Like, I got to go listen to False Prophet.
He has to care about what everyone says because that's where he gets his
That's what he says, yeah.
Approval from.
He said, I got a homie, he a rapper, and he want to win bad. He want the fame, the acclaim, the respect that's been had by all the legends. So every time I see him, he's stressing, talking about niggas don't fuck with me. The shit is depressing. Yes, he is definitely, that second verse is aimed at Wale. So I'm so happy you brought that up because it's true. Like, his peers have called it out.
Yeah, it is. And if you have to put it in music where your other peers say that shit, bro, it's like you don't ever want to live life feeling like niggas owe you flowers when the whole fucking time you had the ability to either plant your own garden or go and get your own flowers yourself. And yes, everything is always easier than said, but some of us, if not all of us, got to really get to that point of saying if people don't give us the flowers we deserve, we have to be very well within our right to give ourselves the flowers and be okay with those are probably the only flowers we would smell. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And at this state in your career, this long, you know, because Wale's been what? We could say 15 plus now? Like, you've been in the game for some time, my nigga. Like, and I get it. Don't get it twisted. I get it. But you kind of, if I could be frank, you kind of dilute the supporters that do fuck with you. And I wouldn't be surprised at that over time for your fan base, which you still have a strong fan base. But that, if I'm a fan of you and all you can focus on is the niggas that don't love you and I'm sitting here spending my money, coming to see you perform, do all this, eventually that shit gonna make me feel some type of way as a fan. Cause it's like, damn, nigga, what about the fans that do fucking love you, that do care for you, the ones that still saying your lyrics from the first song you dropped to this last shit that you dropped? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pour into that and focus more on that than the people that's not showing you whatever love you believe you want. Because best believe people are giving you your round of applause. Not everybody's going to stand and give you that ovation you looking for. Not everybody's even going to acknowledge you publicly. But there's niggas out there that will give you your tens. We see it every day. So, yeah. That's just
shout out to Zaya, though, because she was talking about that on social media earlier, too, where it's like, she was saying, I can never relate to people who are always talking about their haters all the time because there's just so many people that are pouring into me positively and showing me support that, like, that's where my focus is at. And I think a lot of artists and professionals, like a lot of us in this creative space could really learn from that, where it's like, we do need to stop focusing on who not fucking with us and lean into who is, because you're never going to gain that audience. They don't fuck with you. Who gives a fuck? Like, fuck with
you giving them way more attention.
Yes. So
I agree.
Yeah. But shout out to Wale because I think that album was phenomenal. Yeah. And I do want to clarify, I don't feel like it's an R&B album. What I feel like is there's a lot of R&B elements present in the way that we've been looking for.
And we knew what you meant, but
because everybody want to be technical. Like, obviously it's a hip hop album, guys. I know that.
Literally, like, come on, but
not burn on a steak.
But I do feel like there's like he's like masterful at including the perfect amount of R&B in a lot of what he does, to where it's just like it's chef's fucking kiss, man. Like, nobody does it like Wale.
Like, and I feel like that's the essence of hip hop anyway. It's very so R&B-esque, if we're gonna be completely real. But that's a conversation for another day. Anyways, that is all we have for this music review for the new music that dropped. Okay. Listen, I promise y'all this week I'm making the set list playlist. That's it. It's dropping this week. The set list playlist, the songs that we've listened to, I'm gonna put together, from the previous list that we've done. I think I'm gonna just do a
you know what you could do? Jazz, you have Spotify?
I have Spotify.
Do a collab playlist. Yeah, so we can all accept that. Yeah. That would be fire.
Okay. Wait, just us three or the community?
Us three.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my community. Y'all can listen as a community. This is not all like this.
Yeah, because y'all may put some bullshit. I'm gonna be tight.
Yeah.
But yes. Okay, that's perfect. I'm gonna do that as soon as we wrap up this podcast episode. But anyways, I think we should just touch on some quick announcements really quickly. Like I said earlier, Pusha T announced he's having a brand new baby with his wife. So congratulations to Pusha T. Seems like he's having a very, very trophy year. I mean, Grammys, GQ magazine covers. Listen, and the blessings just don't stop. I know that's right.
Caption was trash though, brother.
Oh yeah, you know what? and people have said, I'm not in nobody's business. It's an inside thing. Listen, it should have stayed an inside thing if you want to be honest.
Right. You want to be outside with an inside joke? I hate people do that shit.
I hate what are y'all laughing at? Get the fuck out of here. Like, it's not that funny now. Anyways, big props to Black women doing it big. Olandria, she covered the magazine of what is it, Harper Bazaar, which is very phenomenal, historical. There has been no one in the history of reality TV besides Nene Leakes and Portia Williams to really skyrocket from like reality TV to the way how this woman Olandria is. I had to give her tens myself. But Jazz, I know you are the chief head officer of reality TV. This is your section.
Thank you. Like, I have to shout out Olandria because it is really insane what is happening right now, the way she is transcending, and I just love it for the Black community because the way America tried to fucking shit on her in front of everybody, and the way
your favorite bitch,
okay, and the way God brought her back to fulfill the prophecy is insane. And I'm gonna just go down the list: Harper's Bazaar, Fortune and Forks, The Roots, Femin, Self Love, Zycon, Aveeno, Alexander Wang, Bacardi, Reebok, Microsoft, UGG, Vaseline, NYX, Sweet Green, Shea Moisture, DoorDash, EOS, I think that's how you say it, Sergio Hudson, Fashion Week, CDFA, CFDA, Red Carpet, Barrington.
Oh, yes, that was big. That was big.
MTV's Video Music Awards. Yes, recently courtside at the Spurs. And this, TikTok was so funny. They was like, y'all can tell the Spurs never get no courtside people because they put them to work. But no, I just think it's beautiful. We have to shout it out. And we saw what she went through this summer, and to see God turn it around is insane. We've never seen it. We've never seen it.
God can do it.
And I love that she's shouting out Serena and Janae and whole PPG and Leah now, because I do believe Serena and Janae walked so she could run. And that's
they definitely did.
Segment.
I've never, ever watched Love Island, Love Peninsula, Love Orbit. I've never watched none of these shits a day in my life because I don't like watching other people's lives like that, to be honest with you. My life is very much so popping. But Serena and Cordell, they set the tone for Black reality TV being phenomenal, being literally most streamed, most watched, and also after reality TV, being on other TV shows, the endorsement deals. Like, it was phenomenal to finally see Black women and Black people in general really get the tens that they deserve and the deals that, come with shit like this. And also shout out to her and Angel Reese. They had a collaboration with Reebok, a sneaker that they did, and it sold out immediately. Talk about impact power.
And I will say too, there's a conversation around it where it's like, oh, why are we crediting her for basically being somebody who did nothing and now they're getting all these looks? Like, why is that a problem? Like, we need more of that. Like, who the fuck was Kim Kardashian? She did nothing, and now she could, like, why it's okay for her to do nothing, but then when a Black woman does nothing and then gets all these looks,
something, guys,
she did a
to even discredit like that's a whole nother thing. Like,
that's but I think it's interesting because it's just like, why not?
No, I agree. And the thing is, too, because she's a Black woman, you expect the Black women have to suffer and have to go through all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's not the reality for everybody's story. I know you guys love to watch, 12 Years a Slave and think that's everybody's reality. But no, I'm very sorry. That's not all of our tragedies is not the same, okay?
And it shouldn't be. And they are Gen Z. Like, I think people be forgetting too. Like this is the radical youth we talking about. Like, if y'all want to talk about showcasing the next generation, pouring into them and watching they thrive, this is what it is. Like, they are under the age of 29. Like, so
yeah, they almost there though. They almost there. I'm gonna hold you. I don't know if you guys even seen this whole thing with the Ariana Grande and
yes, oh my God,
Revo shit. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, I need every security guard to be fired that day because there's no way possible that man got that loose. I don't know. Remember if you guys heard it was a singer. I forgot her name. I think she passed away. No lie, because she got unalive at her concert because security was so trash.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I think something like that happened. I forgot, but this is not the first time Ariana Grande has been through something traumatic, I believe, in the course of her personal life where there's been threats and things of that nature. I think there was like a terroristic threat against her at a concert. Yeah. So even that, I'm sure the girl has gone through a lot of fucking traumatic shit being in this industry. But that recent clip that was going around of them at the Wicked, what kind of Wicked is this again? Another Wicked Part 2?
Yeah, I think it's part
the Wicked
2.
for Good. Yeah, it's part 2. Yeah.
Okay. Well, basically, they was at that premiere, and just some crazy ass fan who's actually known for doing this shit. Because I seen some of his videos. He's done this shit to The Weeknd. He's done this shit to Katy Perry. He's done this shit to a lot of different people. So at this point in time, like, I don't want to discredit her feelings for, you know, being ambushed, because that is a traumatic thing. But at the same time, how is this motherfucker affording all of this access and being able to get that close that quick? Something don't make sense to me. But hey, that's just my theory.
Yeah, it was hard to watch because she definitely looks frightened, and it's also hard to watch too as a Black woman because it's like, here we go saving the day, but it's another
I
thing.
know. I didn't. You know what? I have to admit that imagery once again is like, ugh. Here we go. That's gonna be the me. What I will say, it was hilarious because people were saying that was Maul and Rory. That is so funny.
Yo, people are funny.
Is Ariana Grande white? I thought she was Spanish.
I thought she was Ariana Grande. I don't know who that is, but
that's how you say her name. Just mad. It was mad.
I thought it was Grande.
Yeah, that's what we call it. But she's
Well,
like
she
actually Grande.
Oh, she's Grande?
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Ew.
Wow, I've been saying Grande like the Grand Dame this whole time.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's Grande.
Wow.
Anyways, it's Grande to me. So that being said, girl, too late. Ariana Grande. I don't know, because it could be like a Cameron Diaz kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like white passing but Spanish. I don't know. That's just mine.
Rory and Mal. Continue.
Okay. Alrighty. I don't know what else we have on this docket here. Sesame Street is celebrating hip hop history. I mean, damn, are they still on the air? I thought they was clipping them too with the whole PBS.
I thought that was cute. November is Hip Hop History Month. That was something I think went in stone a couple of years ago. So I thought that was cool.
That's cute. Well, shout out to Sesame Street still having some fucking integrity in this world. I don't know what is going on, but we could rely on Sesame Street to still uphold Black culture and education, two things that are very important to this world that we live in, okay? And yeah, that's really all that we have on this docket. So I think it's about time we get into our favorite segment of the podcast. And listen, I came prepared, so I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go first this time, y'all. I know.
Go ahead, sis.
Relax, chill out, calm down. Don't get too crazy. Relax. I know we excited. I know, but yeah. So this week's set list, because I've been doing my due diligence. You know, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I've been, candid with my girls, taking a mental health break, trying to put myself in a better space mentally. Not that there's anything completely wrong, but, you got to take care of yourself. And one thing that I like to do when I'm taking care of my mental health is to really listen to music. I don't know what it is about it, but I could listen to music a lot better when I'm going through some things. I don't know what it is, but I've been listening to some new music and it's actually been making me feel better. Why? Because music has that power. That's why I really listen to music when I'm going through things. But this week's set list, I want to kick it off with Kalani's Out the Window. Kalani, girl, you're 2 for 2. Okay, Folded and Out the Window. If you continue on this track record, I would expect a great old school project like this. Nothing less than an hour. And it could be 16 tracks, 4 minutes minimum a piece. That's the only way you're going to get past that hour. Anyways, I really love where Kalani is going with this, new music. I don't know how to say his name. So Jan, you are the chief head officer of R&B and artistry. Maybe you know Jordan Adetunji. You know how to say that kid's name?
Adetunji, I think.
Okay.
Or Adetunji or something like that, yeah.
Yes. Love this song called Smoke and Drink. It sounds very similar to K1. I will say has very similarities as far as like vocally, but definitely a different vibe from what we've heard. He is the kid that made, no pun, but he did make the Kalani song. I love the way you're running. That's him. Okay, how do you say this kid's name? Sekou? Sekou?
She don't know how to say his name. I thought it was Sekou, and I was on a call with somebody and they said it differently, and it was apparently the correct way, and I cannot remember how they said it.
Seiko,
Siku or some shit. I don't know.
Siku.
And that's no shade. I just don't know how to say it.
That's really no shade.
Yeah.
Listen. But one thing is that I'm giving you your 10s because I really do appreciate this entire project that he dropped. In a World We Don't Belong is giving very much so 70s R&B, old school, like you gotta tap into your granny's crates. That's the kind of vibe he's giving. And it's very nostalgic, I would say. I love his voice and his tone. He has a niche, I would say niche music. You would have to kind of be into it, kind of similar to like an October London, if you will. You know, that whole old school, still trying to be modern-esque kind of thing. And I like it. I like it, especially the cover. I seen it randomly on Twitter and I was like, I'm going to go listen to this right now because the cover is fucking cool. I like that. Okay, Olivia Dean, she has a really dope single, A Couple Minutes. I really, really like this Olivia Dean girl. Savannah Ray, Hold You Single. Shout out to our good Canadian Savannah Ray. She's from Canada, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Savannah Ray, she's super, super dope. Mac McKean, Candy Crush. Sends. The artist, I Need You. Well, let me just tell y'all right now. The artist, I believe she's from Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken. But the artist,
she's from Jersey.
Oh, she's from Jersey.
Yep, she's from Jersey.
Oh, okay, my bad. I apologize. I'm always from Rhode Island. Oh, it's another artist that I know that is from Rhode Island. I got them two mixed up by accident. But the artist, Jersey Girl, yes. This song though, absolutely amazing. I Need You. I feel like the artist is really developing into
I agree.
Artist. You know what I'm saying? She's finding her sound, she's finding her lane, and she's doing really good at it. So I'm interested to see, what else is to come, but you still have things to like enjoy in the meantime, if that makes sense. Summer Walker, as we discussed, finally over at the album. A few cuts that I already said earlier in the pod. You just got to rewind and go hear which ones I like. Wale, same thing. Everything is a lot. The album. Miguel, how do you say it? Chaos? It's not chaos. It's like
it's chaos. Yeah,
it's chaos with no H. Okay, whatever.
He just spelled it weird.
And these niggas want to be artistic so bad. That album to me, honestly, was actually fire. I did enjoy a lot of that album. I was listening to it on tour and I was like, okay, Miguel, you had a baby, you acting out, cool. So I was on TikTok live earlier as I was listening to new music, and I like to give, artists a chance to play, their music. So they send me their song and I play it on TikTok live. And today I found a dope artist. She goes by the name of Menace to Society, but her name is Menace, MNCE. Super dope. She has a song called Losing Control with a K. I'm going to put it on my set list this week because I think it's a really dope song. And I'm also going to include it on the set list playlist as well too. So you guys could definitely tap in and hear it yourself. Shout out to my brother Cal Banks, featuring Mez Chicken. He just dropped a video for this song as well. And this is one of my favorite songs that he was performing on tour. I think Cal is very, very super talented. If you don't know who Cal Banks is, he is a super producer. Like, you have to check his credits out. They go really deep. And his range is insane. Like, I'm talking about, he did Persuasive, Swamp Bitches, he did Crazy for Doechii. He did What You Said with Isaiah Rashad. I mean, Smino, he has a song out with Buddy. Like, he has a lot of different pockets, and he's really one of those producers that I feel like should get more recognition and more flowers. And he's a great artist as well too. Last but not least, I was watching something on YouTube, came across, shout out to the homie Kev on Stage. I was watching this podcast episode featuring Issa Rae because I seen a clip going around, so I decided to just dive into the whole podcast episode. It's called Not My Best Moment with Kev on Stage. This episode was featuring Issa Rae, and one thing that stuck to me from the clip was her mentioning how she doesn't feel successful when things aren't actually in motion. Like, she has to have something actually actively, like on TV, or you know what I'm saying, for her to feel successful. And I resonated with that because sometimes, when things aren't in motion, you feel like a bum. You feel like you're not doing anything. Like, oh my gosh, the quote unquote being lost in the sauce, and FOMO, or people forgetting what it is that you do and who you are, can kind of play in your mind. So it was very, I guess, refreshing to see somebody at her stature and in her stage, and especially Kev too, because he had the same sentiments as well, to see people who think like me. Because when I have my downtime, I be struggling like, oh my God, I'm a bum. Oh my God, what the fuck? I'm not doing nothing. Like, no. And it's like, sometimes it's okay. Like, you are birthing ideas consistently. When you do birth those ideas and they come out that cooch, guess what you got to do as a mother? You got to take some time off. You need some maternal leave. And that would be the rest, if I could just, equate it to something of birthing ideas. So that being said, I resonated with that, and I think you guys should go check out that podcast episode, Kev on Stage, Not My Best Moments. And that is this week's set list for me, Miss Milan.
I guess I could go second. So as we were recording, Ben Riley just released his album Save. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it, obviously, but I already know it's gonna be fire. He had one of the singles, he did a video for it, Bulletproof, that was circulating in October, and that visual was stunning. And obviously the song was amazing too. So I'm looking forward to listening to that. So shout out to Ben Riley. That's first on my set list. Secondly, I'm tripping. Blue and Exile, Below the Heavens. If anybody knows me from 2007 Twitter, I used to tweet about Blue and Exile so much. They are probably in my top 5 as a duo, rapper producer duo. Blue is the rapper. And I saw a tweet today with it was one of those, like, out of these 4 albums, we had to get rid of one. Which one would it be? And it was included there. And I was shocked because nobody ever talks about Blue and Exile. So shout out to that. If you're not familiar, definitely dig into that. If you saw the tweet that I posted, Kanye's album is definitely out of here because Blues is definitely better. Wale is also on my set list. The Everything Is a Lot album, Fly Away, probably the best one to me, as well as Like I love those singles. Gabriel Jacoby, I might be saying his last name wrong, but he released an EP called Gutter Child. He is like the perfect blend of Southern soul, R&B, alternative R&B. His sound is like really, really fire and refreshing. And it's always his look too. Like he has like this, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like this throwback 2000s look. Literally looks like some gutter nigga with his big ass baggy t-shirt on. It's real fly. And I love the world he's building around his music. So shout out to him. The EP's out now. It sounds amazing. My homie Gremlin just dropped his album Fire and Smoke. Check that out. Braxton Cook. So last week I had the opportunity to go to Braxton Cook's show at the Blue Note, New York. I already knew it was going to be phenomenal, and it was. He is a vocalist and a keyboardist, or not a pianist, and saxophonist, first and foremost. He's so amazing. His tone is fucking butter, and I'm very grateful to him for having me at the show. Show is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go see him live, definitely do that. But yeah, Not Everyone Can Go. That's the name of his album. Check that out. Came out this year, and I think he's releasing a deluxe, I think this month or next month, but check that out. Summer Walker, Doja Cat, and Lotto's Go Girl. I'm gonna put that on here. And then some films I've been watching recently, not new, but Judas and the Black Messiah. I recently watched that again. Shout out to Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. They bodied that fucking movie. That's definitely in my rotation. That's something I gotta watch once a year now that it's out. And Frankenstein. There's a new, I don't feel like it came out this year in theaters. My friend said he saw it in theaters. I didn't realize it came out. Otherwise, I would have went. But it is so well done. Like, zero fucking notes. I really hope they put out a part 2 because it was so good. Like, it kind of like humanized him in a way that I've never seen Frankenstein humanized like that. And it kind of just created this whole new perspective. And maybe I just haven't seen all the rest of the films, and maybe it was, and I just didn't know. But there was just like this love element to it that was super unexpected. It was really dope. So shout out to them. Definitely watch that. And then last but not least, Raw Form Volume 3. My short form podcast will be out on, well, the day this drops too, on Likeability. So definitely check that out. And that is my set list.
That's super dope. I love that. I'm gonna look forward to that. Shout out to y'all, super dope set list, sisters. I am going to help wrap us up with my set list. I want to start off by, and I promise, ma'am, I say this with the most respect because I don't want to butcher your name. So if I keep saying Miss Muhammad throughout while I'm talking, it's because I don't want to butcher your name. But Ramla Muhammad and Kerry Washington, I got to give y'all 5 stars, and I'm going to give y'all flowers if the Emmys and them never do. Because what they just did with this episode of Reasonable Doubt, the finale, the way that just rippled through the Black community, I know we all felt it. I don't want to spoil it because I really want us to see it. But they gave us some of the best TV we have ever seen on topics that matter to us. And I want to shout out Kyle Berry too, because it's been phenomenal watching people tap into his career since this episode. You took us on a journey with Ozzy. The fact that you got me grieving a fictional character is insane, but I think it not only speaks to your performance. I think it not only speaks to your performance, but it also speaks to the heart and passion that Kerry Washington and Miss Muhammad, again, I don't want to butcher her name, but I think it does speaks to intentional like storytelling and having these stories on screen. We have to have these stories on screen.
What's the name of it?
It's The Reasonable Doubt. It's season 3. It's the series finale. If you haven't seen it, just if you watch the whole series in general, but this series finale, I will say, is going to go down in history. And it makes sense, too, because for those who aren't familiar with Miss Muhammad's work, she was a writer on Scandal. So her and Kerry Washington being back in this bag for Reasonable Doubt, it makes sense, like, to watch everything unfold. She also was a writer on Little Fires Everywhere. Shout out to Little Fires Everywhere, because that show was literally...
With the white women, right?
Yeah, that show is literally based on my town that I went to school at in Cleveland, Ohio, me and Kid Cudi. So it's always so interesting to see that on screen. But yes, I got emotional and I did tear up because we talk about mental health a lot, and that whole entire season touches on not only mental health, but I think really, really speaks to the heart of a lot of things that are happening right now that we don't even have the language to speak up to. And they gave us everything in that season. Shout out to Cardell. This was Cordell Beckham's first TV acting role, and he killed the shit. He really did.
I think they got renewed for season 4 too.
They did. And they got renewed for season 4.
Which is historic, right away. Really, season 3 is still airing, and they got renewed immediately. That's crazy.
Yeah, if you see this, if you see it, man, you will wonder, you will understand. But again, I don't want to spoil it.
No, I haven't watched season 3 yet. That's why I'm like, please don't spoil it yet. I have watched season 1 and 2, but I have to catch up to season 3.
But yeah, I'm going to be following Kyle Berry's career. So shout out to you. Shed some tears for your brother, R.P. Ozzy. Unapologetically Angel, the podcast, I will say this episode with Angel and Olandria was really, really dope. And I want to say that I feel like Angel and Olandria's career, they have some parallels going on. So I really do think it's super dope to see them together and kind of share this space right now in this moment in time, with their blessings, because, they get a lot. They get a lot thrown at them, but they are rising through. So shout out to them. Wale's Everything is a Lot. Everything is a lot. Okay? Everything is a lot. So shout out to Wale for that project. Definitely on my set list. And it also made me want to go back and listen to other Wale projects. So I got Wale's Summer on Sunset also on my set list because I feel like that project was overlooked. And I got Wale's Ambitious Girl. I also got this new project by Lola Brooke. I bet Lola Brooke dropped the project. And I really love the creative direction she's going this route. So listen to that. People talk about niggas not rapping. They are niggas rapping out here. Shout out to Bodie James. He got a new project out called Criminally Attached that people should listen to. And last but not least, again, I know I mentioned it before, but it finally happened. BravoCon 2025 is happening right now in Vegas. And what we have gotten out of there is so much. We know that we about to get a brand new franchise. Real Housewives of Rhode Island is coming. We're about to get Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Candy Burris received the Lifetime Achievement Award. I thought that was so dope.
The Lifetime is crazy.
Yes, and Andy and Nene have been texting. So hey, you never know what could happen with that. And yes, I will be at BravoCon next year because that is my target audience. If anyone was ever asked what's your target audience, it's housewives. Okay, I love it. And yeah, that's my spiel. Let me grab my box of Kleenex so y'all know how I get down.
Yeah, so we got a special bedazzled Kleenex box for Jazz right on the side of this.
Yo, you are so
good. Just because our chief lover girl here. You know what I'm saying? So we got to bedazzle it out for her. Got a heart on it and all. But we love you, Jazz. We love you for real, though. But yeah, man, that's this week's episode of Reasonable Dialogue Podcast, episode 23, Big Jordan year. You feel me? Make sure you guys please like, subscribe, comment, and most of all, share the podcast. We are independent, like Destiny's Child, no pun, but for real though. So the support means all of the world to us as baby, podcasters in this field that will soon be dominating all of your ears. But in the meantime, support means a lot. We're gonna get some things started for this community, as we've been saying redundantly over and over again. But we are plotting and planning, and 2026 is gonna be a real fucking phenomenal year. Okay. But anyways, like I said, thank you for supporting us. It's always a pleasure to pop out in the condo. Please take all of your lighters because we do not return those. Any weed must stay. We don't need any food because I don't know how good your kitchen is clean or whatever. But you ain't gotta go home.
But you gotta get the fuck out of here, bitch.
You coons and clans, go.
Yes. I need to see everyone's birth certificates. We're only allowing those who have 4 Black grandparents in the condo next time. Okay.
Unless you're the Puerto Rican princess. Thank you very much.
Unless you're the Puerto Rican princess. Yes, that way. You gotta go through the one chief head officer of Yon right here. Okay. She gotta approve all of y'all. Anyways, that's our time, y'all. Bye.
What's up, world? It's your girl, Jazz.
It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan. And it's your girl, Jan Sneed. Thank you guys for tapping into another episode of the Reasonable Dialogue Podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in every week and spending time with your favorite girls at the condo. We really, really appreciate the love you guys pour into us. And if you're rocking with the conversations, make sure you follow us on all socials. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Reasonable Dialogue. And be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend to tell a friend, and be sure to stay reasonable.